Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in that wonderful technicolor rainbow in between, welcome to tonight's coverage of the Titan Esports Vanquisher League. I'm What's Pretty, and joining me tonight is an old friend from the other side of the Vanquisher streams that I haven't gotten to cast with yet this split. Sater, how you feel tonight, Sater?
That's too much of an intro for me. It's meant to be my night off, and that's too much of an intro. That's too much talking already. No, it's good to be back. It's good to see you again. Not just be watching from the sidelines or on the other stream, and I'm listening and trying to keep an eye on all of the games because I do care sometimes. But no, I'm actually very excited. I have beef in this one. I have beef in this game. So I get to flame. I get to let loose.
We should mention the matchup we have tonight, which is Faceless Insomnia versus Iceborn Black. Now, Faceless Insomnia, I will say both of these teams are coming off of a 3-0 from last week, so we are expecting this to be banger matchup. But one of these teams did beat your own holy church, Iceborn Black, in the quarterfinals, ended up 3-0ing them. They're going to be starting off on the blue side this series. So obviously, you're coming in with a little bit of a bias. I'll try and remain neutral as best I can, but I'll admit, I did also love your church.
Everyone loved the church, but I'm thinking is it like a crusade where they've taken over and introduced a new religion, and now I have to become Iceborn Black? Like, do I have to join the crusade?
Is it convert or die? Is that what we're thinking?
That's how Age of Empires works. So maybe is that how Titan works? Age of Titan. But no, I'll go in and I'll have a unobjectified look until I start to see one team win, and then I'll decide whether I want to change religions real quick. But yes,
this game decides your faith.
Yeah, pretty much. My fate will go with the winning team immediately. But to be honest, I'm much happier already out of the gate seeing that Faceless are banning Rumble on red side. That already fills me with hope. As long as they take away the Varus, I'll be very happy. I'm very happy now.
This is good drafting so far. The Rumble and the Varus, like you said, already taken off alongside that. Aphelios, a lot of bottom lane target from the Insomnia side, whereas Iceborn targeting out the junglers, Lilia and Trundle, which does mean that Pantheon makes its way through this first phase, and with a champion this strong, it is going to be picked up pretty much near instantaneously.
Yeah, and a lot of people do like taking the Trundle into the Pantheon. I know you're thinking, but Trundle likes taking stats. Yeah, but Trundle also likes just bonking things, and Pantheon is very bonkable. So it's good ban to take away and a good first pick, but that's going to be a scaling jungle Skarner late game eventually do something. So the junglers shouldn't be too active too early, and we're going to see the Azir come true on red side, which you don't see too much these days.
Yeah, normally you are seeing Azir as one of those picks on the blue side, but Iceborn does have pretty much their bevy of counters to it. Anything outside of Annie, they're going to opt for flexibility with the Ziggs. This could go into Corrin's hands, but it could also be with Husky Templar, so we're not sure where exactly that's going to go until we get further into this. I'd imagine we'll see probably a support here, since we don't want to see a top laner. No, they're just going to blind pick the Renekton. They are picking for a strong top side with this Pantheon and the Renekton already locked away.
No, they're doing the classic EU drafting method where you take your top, mid, and jungle first and then save your bot lane for much later in the draft, which I really enjoy.
That does seem to have become a lot more common, yeah.
Better. It's just better. It's just leaves so much more on the table because your support and ADC usually like solidify what your comp wants to do. And it's a strange thing to say because like, oh, all the setup comes from other places. But right now you have Ziggs, Pantheon, and Renekton. It's like, oh, you have some globals, kind of bruisery tank, and kind of some pokey damage, but you add in an Ashe and a Leon in there and suddenly that's team fight. You add in an Ezreal and maybe a Nico and you go, that's poke and snap engages. It changes these things around, so bot lane can do a lot more, and if they do end up picking Ezreal Nico here for Ice, that would be really, really incredible like foresight from me, but no, honestly.
I expect to see a Nico, I think, at least somewhere in here. I expect that we'll see it somewhere, at least throughout the series. I wouldn't be shocked if we saw it here in game number 1. It's actually going to be the Smolder, though, from Faceless Insomnia. Potentially into the Ziggs again. It does have that flexibility, so this could be mid lane, but I think Smolder versus Ziggs is favorable for Smolder. Ziggs obviously has the wave clear pressure and laning pressure, but you're going to have a lot more time scaling and being able to just, like, play your game, but you're not playing against that Ziggs. You're playing against the Kaisa, as Husky Templar is going to lock that in, and I imagine we'll see something like Nico, Nautilus, even a Leona, Alistar would also work. I like this draft from Iceborn. You mentioned that the bottom lane solidifies it, and it turned from pokey, bruisery into now, like you said, snap, engage, dive backline.
Yeah, that's what I like to see from them. I was kind of really hoping to see a Karma there come out because I love your Karma rant. That comes up every single time we see a Karma. But I
haven't needed to rant recently. People have learned. People are learning. The world is healing.
You tell Europe that. tech then, because over here I'm not getting any of that. I lock in anything, and the karma just goes, I'll go Malignance first. I'm like, no, you won't. No, I'm going top lane. See ya. I don't mind the Seraphine. I don't mind it. As we did have some.
I see from our producer here that we do have an in-game pause to start off, so we've got a little bit extra time to talk about the draft. I'm surprised to see the Seraphine this early on in a Fearless draft. This is normally one of those Enchanter champions that tends to be something that's picked a lot later, and something that's grabbed as like we're gonna like flex a bottom lane around. We picked Ezreal, but they banned away Karma, so we're gonna grab Seraphine instead and still have a good strong poke bottom lane. But I think this is just good confidence from Giddy down there on support. We have Giddy and Goofy Boy Joe for the Faceless Insomnias, and I'm calling them Giddy and Goofy, and I'm just sticking with that now.
You're very lucky that you didn't get their other player. There's also another Boy Joe.
Is there another Boy Joe?
There is another Boy Joe, and I can't remember which one it is. It's Goofy, Giddy, and Funky. Funky was the other one. Funky Boy Joe. Yeah,
it's something really serious. Who knows?
There's a lot of Joes in that game, but yeah, I'm kind of surprised with the Seraphine, but I do like it. The Alistair, I think, is really good with the Kaisa. I just think that Skarner was picked up a little bit too early, and there wasn't a lot of thought put into that, because I'm seeing a lack of Xin Zhao or Wukong here, which work a lot better in that comp. So I'm now a little bit worried about the Skarner, because Wukong is fine in the Pantheon. I know it's still tough. Also, I need people to know 50 Paco is based. He hates Harry Potter.
I mean, that is pretty base.
That is very base. Considering I have a Deathly Hallows tattoo, I think I found my allegiance to be on the other side. So
you know what? You've changed and you've grown as a person. You've become better.
Oh yeah, of course. Like I can love Harry Potter's universe. I still hate JK.
Oh yeah, we hate JK. We don't support her books. That's a different rant for a different time, though. I'm still stuck on this Seraphine and the Skarner, like you were mentioning. The Skarner picked very early in this draft, within that first round, just saying, yeah, we're gonna Skarner is here, which is a very passive 2v2. It's not like your Vi Aries of the past years, Xin Zhao Talia's, ones that will take up a straight 2v2 jungle fight. And while Ziggs is not, I think, the best in a mid lane 2v2, he's going to be better than Azir in the early game. And Pantheon is, well, he's Pantheon. He's going to win an early 2v2.
I think with the fact that Pantheon's W is so easy to grasp, like you know exactly where it's going to be. It's a very simple CC, and you know when he's going to hit it. If Ziggs dumps even just the Q onto that, Pantheon's damage ramps immediately from that, because he has that execution. So
execute on the sphere.
Very, very quick damage burst if they have enough. If they don't, they'll burn everything and stand there looking at each other. Very, very sadly. But overall, I think they've got everything they need in case of a breakout of a fight. It's just Ziggs's mana isn't really incredible these days. It's kind of tough to keep it high. So it might be a tier.
And this is something that I actually ranted to you about earlier before we got on stream, and something that I'm hoping we don't see from Corrin here. Seraph's first item rush has become kind of my new plague, and the new thing that I rant about, because the Karma players have started to learn. They're not building Malignants anymore. We're going for that Moonstone first item, which is great. I love that. But now the mid laners have turned and said, we're just going to build Seraph's first item and just finish the item before it's stacked. Which infuriates me, because you now have an item that is still waiting to come online, but you spent like 3,000 gold on it. Just sit on your tier and get your Ludens, get your Blackfire Torch, get your Leandries.
How do you feel about Yuntal then?
Yuntal I'm okay with, because the stats that it provides are close enough to a real item that AD carries are probably fine with it.
So Brady thinks you're all fake. Fake players, fake elo. No sky ceiling for you. It's all terrible. So we'll see how many players are fake over the course of this game, and we'll keep an eye on things. But yeah, as we go back to just normal lanes, we do see the press the attack on the Renekton instead of the Conqueror, so is expecting to burst through targets here. A little bit interesting. I would have went Conqueror myself here.
I think he's playing it just straight up for the trying to get through Ornn in the early game. That extra percentage of damage is really going to allow him to play this laning phase a little bit stronger, but giving Joss these grass stacks is going to make your life that little bit more difficult. This is the part of the game where Ornn is not the most weak, because the autos do a good amount of damage, and as soon as he's got those brittle procs that he can get through on you, and if he can dodge damage like that off the Cold of Meek, he's not going to allow the Renekton to heal. He's going to be able to keep up the pressure, and I think Ornn is fine to just let the lane push into him as well.
Yeah, it is one of those cases where it's like it's a comfort thing, and maybe press the attack, they are more comfortable with those quick, short trades and burst. It's just I know myself that I like Conqueror for late game stacking on it, and I get to keep my health healthy. That's the thing I like to do, keep my HP up. I'm that guy that will take a health pot even if it won't fully heal me because I'm still quite high. But
takes a tower shot here. Brittle Lanes flash auto, just first blood on the Ord.
Yeah, that feels a little bit egregious, a little bit overzealous, and I think the Crocodile will learn very quickly. Towers are not your friend, as that's going to be a flash burn on top at least, so maybe there's a chance for Pantheon to get up there, but it's still an Ornn. That thing's a mage tank assassin.
Yeah, Ornn having any semblance of a lead here, as we are going to have another pause. Good lord. But yeah, Ornn have any semblance of a lead as pause goes through quickly. Love that. Is really bad for Ice's team because they are playing a very aggressive composition, one that wants to play the early game. You have your Renekton, your Kai'Sa Alistar, your Pantheon. And if the top lane tank is getting a lead and is starting to actually scale up and accelerate faster than the Renekton is, he's going to become... he's going to turn from a very threatening Florida Gator into just kind of a handbag.
Yeah, Lacoste Sportif top lane, like. It's not strong now, it's a weak one. But as we look around the rest of the map and we see our lovely esports designs coming up by Chris, who's running away from something. Still have not figured out the photo to this day. We're having a look around and it's both junglers doing the normal thing, trading off the scuttle crabs, taking their time. Both of them have the exact same amount of CS. They've both full cleared.
Tennessee has to be careful here because Cal Taco is on this top side and
has flashed.
While the wave is pushing into him, the Skarner, there's a lot of CC to be had here. Tennessee's going to be able to walk away from that Ishtal impact, has the slice and dice, is going to be able to get through, keeps his flash as well, very importantly, so a return gank will have less chance of being a success.
Yeah, and Pantheon will be spotted on the way up towards this top side, towards this Gromp, so will be full information available for 50 cal taco. Now, the name 50 cal taco, is that a 50 caliber taco?
I mean, a 50 calorie taco would be very
that's a low taco
to make. Yeah, I think that's just like a small piece of a tortilla with one shred of beef on it, and there you go.
Yeah, like is it a 50 calorie taco or is it a 50 cal taco? As in like a 50 cal bullet? Like is he food fighting with artillery?
That's what I have to assume. I can't imagine anything else.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of a taco absolutely destroying some young child in a distance, like. But I've also read too many Percy Jackson books and remember the food fight at Hoover Dam. But, that's such a callback as well.
That's a great callback, though.
But going back,
gotta get over to the damn gift shop.
At the damn gift shop. A damn bad day. But Azir has now TP'd back, so first reset comes through. Has opted straight into the blasting one, so straight flat AP for the Azir as Corrin knows where the Skarner is, wants to drop a ward down to keep himself safe as the ward expires. So good foresight to get down there, but hasn't recalled yet. Is still level 5.
Yeah, Azir's going to get a little poke on him, but does step on that minefield, so eats a little bit more damage. He's gotten engaged in the bottling potentially. 50 cal taco and Hypnotic Viper are here. That's a stun into the wall. That's another root as well. Has that Unbreakable Aegis. He's going to try and flash away. Will he be able to survive? Looks like he's going to be able to walk away. And now Husky Templar, definitely the one in trouble. But it's Goofy Boy Joe, who's the one who has to run. He flashes away as Giddy's going to be the one to pick up the kill ignited, but is still standing alive. 50 cal taco trying to just get that rock throw in. Tags Willie, but does not have enough damage. And a big win for the Insomnia bottom side.
Yeah, that looked like it was about to go really badly. I saw that Ziggs circle appear and I was just like, oh no, that could be an easy double for Ziggs and that could blow open this mid lane. But no, they both flashed, they both escaped, they get everything they need, and now they're looking for a dive on mid.
He doesn't have level 6. TBHQ does have it as well. A nice satchel charge to get away. Flash is traded, but Corrin is going to be able to walk out. No worries. Shuffle not expended from TBHQ. I think it's a little surprising.
Yeah, it was a Lilac coming in from that Azir, but they didn't quite make it in time. As, yeah, very, very well played there coming through from Corrin, but they still have that TP. They did lose out on their 6 before Azir by just walking back to lane, but now they'll be able to go back, get a nicer back than the Azir, TP back to lane, and reset themselves even nicer. So I'm quite happy with that. Goofy Boy Joe currently on 41 stacks, I believe.
Just
it's
about
a very
41,
small image we have to look at here for those little icons, but I think it's 41 at the moment for Goofy Boy Joe. So Smolder happily at the moment in a good place. I think it's 20 stacks at 4. I think is like 20 stacks per 4 minutes or something like that. In the early game isn't bad. So yeah, so I think they're doing okay. I think Goofy Boy Joe's going to be happy with that. Seraphine also took the kill.
It's always worth remembering that for Smolder, the amount of stacks you'll get will accelerate with time just because of how the queue works. When you get 25 stacks, it turns AoE, so you can start getting 2 or 3 at a time, and then you get the little blast cone behind it, so you can start getting like 5 or 6 with a queue if you're like positioning very well. So it ends up becoming more efficient. I do also want to point out that Kennedy has opted for this cull start after the somewhat disastrous early levels there, and is just trying to, I think, get some gold value back into this top side.
Also, the extra healing. That's a nice bit of heal.
Grand Starfall. Looking in the bottom lane, Willie's going to engage onto Goofy Boy Joe, who has that flat. Headbutt Pulverize already burned, but Husky Templar does have that killer instinct. Can he get there in time? His corner's also in trouble with the Ishtar Impact, and there's the combo! Impale in to shuffle the THQ. I don't think it has the damage yet. Husky Templar's going to be able to survive. Giddy Boy Joe has the damage as well. Now the Seraphine is just trying to pump out just that little bit more. Husky Templar has a lethal demo stack. He's trying to walk away, but you can't walk away from the Scarter. Lila will pick up Willie, and suddenly it turns around again. And Insomnia maintain the advantage.
Ziggs satchel charged a Skarner into a 3-man pull.
Disaster.
We need that. We need that clipped, sent straight to Riot. That is illegal tech. That it should never. that is literally a PayPal moment. Look at this, satcheled into it. That is PayPal. That is literally illegal. Oh my god. The worst thing is you're all American. He could be deported for that. That is an immigration satchel. That is straight over the wall. That is Mexico border stuff. That is like the rest of the fight doesn't even matter. I can't get over that satchel jump. I can't get over it.
I mean, I could see the idea behind the satchel charge. He wants to get himself away, and he wants to throw Taco away from himself, but the impale was already there, so it just lined everybody up
into the mouth of a scorpion. It was like, yay, I escape. Oh god, but yeah, incredible work there. I think it's a little bit of luck came in there from FLS, but you take those. Like every single team needs a little bit of luck. That's the thing. It's one of those famous quotes from Roy Keane. It's like you could be the best team in the world, but a lucky team will beat you on their day. And just that little bit of luck can make a massive difference. And a little bit unlucky there from Corin. Hopefully wipe it off and go next and kind of lock back into this next sequence as we're getting a lot closer now because grubs have been taken. Ice are going to be quite happy with those. FLS have gotten the first Drake and they've gotten their first feat for getting the first 3 kills. So it is a pretty even game state when it comes to those objectives. It's not a bad position to be in. Plus, you have a Kaisa, you have a Ziggs. They are very, very good at taking towers. So very excited to see if they'll be able to get that into a tower.
Objectives in general.
It's not as though... No.
I mean, Kaisa for sure takes objectives very well. That plasma stack passive to the percentage max health damage, or percent missing health. Sorry, terminology is important here. As TBHQ may be in trouble, has to expend the divide just to try and escape. Corin has a satchel charge, but Hypnotic Viper doesn't have a way over the wall without flash, so a quick shuffle away, and Lila is not Lilaing, he's walking away. Yeah,
he's. I'm not sure what the terminology is, and I'm going to try it, but I don't know what I'm leaving is. But yeah, it's going to be another ult from Hypnotic Viper bot.
Engaging the bottom side, yeah. Hypnotic Viper down there. The Encore finds 2. Is going to keep the CC up. Mob comes through. Hypnotic Viper potentially in trouble, but does have that Aegis Assault. Will manage to stay alive, but Goofy Boy Joe and Giddy Boy Joe will as well. Willie, re-engage is back, but Templar doesn't have the killer instinct, so Willie's just going to eat a chunk of his HP. Goofy, walking confidently, flashes forward the auto. It doesn't do enough damage. Hypnotic Viper walks away with a sliver of HP.
I'm loving it. I'm loving the aggression. I love Smolders that want to get in people's faces. I just love it. Like Baby Dragon, take them all. Like it's a much more enjoyable champion when you play it aggressively. When you just play for stacks and chovy it out, it's just boring. This is what I like to see. So, Goofy Boy Joe, keep being goofy with it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's good to see smart aggression as well, as I think the damage calculations were near there. That's not a flash that I'm ever going to like. If I was a coach, I would never be like, yeah, that was a bad flash. You should never flash there. But he was like 1 HP. If you get that kill, you accelerate the Smolder so far ahead. He's on 97 stacks, I believe that was. he's going to be feeling very confident in that ability to get to that 225, I think near or even before 20 minutes at this point.
Yeah, I think it's 12 is the mark for 100, I think is what it is. So you get your first one at about 4 minutes. You get your second one at 12 to 13 minutes. And then you should, if you're continuing at that pace, you should be able to unlock full stacks around the 20-minute mark. Yeah, we'll ignore it. After the stacks will charge, you can't get much worse than my eyes on the Ziggs. But yeah, 20 minutes is exceptional work from the Smolder, but so far it is working. And Black Cleaver now completed on the Renekton. Do they feel like that's enough to deal with the Mage, Shaman, Assassin tank?
It is also Dead Man's Plate, first item from Joss, which is not something I've seen on Ornn, I think, truly ever. There's a lot of interesting first items. You're the 80 carry connoisseur. I've seen people come back on Kraken Slayer now. Is the item good again, or is it just kind of bait? Because I know Phantom Dancer is good. That's not fake. 60% attack speed, 10% movement speed. That item's good. Kraken Slayer, I'm less sure on.
It's one of those cases where if you feel like you're in extended engages, you take Kraken. If you're in quicker bursts, you will go for other items. But really extended trades, you like the Kraken because you get more procs of it off.
It's Tennessee just dead. It's Tennessee just dead. Call the Forge God. Dominus is going to be burned as well. Flashes over the wall, gets away from that ram, but has to lose the flash in the trade. And I think Jost is very happy about the position of this lane.
Yeah, very, very happy with that. That's a very good turnaround for them. But we will see how the Kraken Slayer does as we do see it engage.
Viper in trouble. Does still have that Aegis Assault. Is going to burn it for the movement speed. Engage on the bottom side, though, is Goofy Boy Joe the one in trouble. Killer Instinct from Husky Templar. There's that Encore. It does find two alongside Bomb. Hypnotic Viper has already gone down, though. So FLS playing from the advantage here. Kennedy wants to go in, but it's a nice Emperor's Divide. But Goofy Boy Joe is going to survive the bomb. A second one comes through, though, and Korn is going to shut him down. In the meantime, THQ has found one. There goes down another. It's a double kill over to THBQ. He's lying. He's fighting. It's a triple kill for the Azir. Korn's on the run. A nice root from Goofy Boy Joe, and it will go over to the Seraphine. Not clean, but a great ace from FLS.
Yeah, it was also a solo kill in the top side as well, as we did see Renekton fall just off screen. But great start from Taco. They lock down the Pantheon, but it's the turnaround from the bot side onto the Smolder that splits this fight. But look at the time they're buying. They're buying so much time. Husky Templar wants to keep going, can't, sees the Azir. They throw Kennedy off of it, and it's just busted. It wasn't a kill on the top side. I think he took the tower top side.
He teleported in, and it just meant that because the Ornn was not really needed for the fight, he just straight up took top
on the top of the screen, and I was just like, "Oh, he must have killed the Renekton." I wasn't even looking at the Renekton. I turned back and go, "Oh no, that's not it. He was in that fight, so that means he just took the tower. He just straight took the tower. That's worse. That's so much worse. That's feats completed without even needing the objectives."
Yeah, we can forgive you for any mistakes here in game number one. Satyr was supposed to have the day off today, but he got called in because unfortunately Turk was not able to make it.
8 hours, and then I was just like, oh my god, I'm casting tonight. Bring the boat back.
Well, I'm just going to say we're happy that you're here, as FLS are seeming to want to get revenge for you in this game number one. They're trying very, very hard, as Beauty Boy Joe, a little out of position, I say, as he's between his own towers. Hypnotic Viper and Willie doing a good punish, making sure that Seraphine is feeling the pain, as now Smolder, the one potentially in trouble as Bomb comes through. Korn is going to be able to sidestep it with the bomb! Kobe from downtown! Korn wins the 1v1.
Yeah, it does take down the baby dragon, who has yet to get a kill. Might have a lot of stacks, but has yet to get a skill. Like it's just Seraphine diff.
Kennedy potentially in trouble here. That Dead Man's Plate auto does do quite a bit of damage alongside that Brittle, but I think connected with the Dominus should be feeling fine. He just needs a bit of help. I was going to give any sort of specific stat, but no, he just needs help up here. This is just rough.
Yeah, this is like the scene of Pirates of the Caribbean when he's coming in on the boat and it's sinking. That's how top lane feels right now for Kennedy. He is drowning and just needs someone to get him onto the dock, someone to get him back on the board. But right now it is Zig's gonna get that bot side tower, so they unlock their first one. They have a little bit of pressure and prio on that bot side now, but Zig's not getting that mid tower with the grubs. Is a little bit worrying because Azir should get poked out of that lane, should be affected by the Ziggs a little bit more than what it is. But then again, it was a triple kill and Quadras, and look at their 6-0 and 3. They're more than comfortable right now. Oh, first upgrade for Kaisa now as they walk in, so they should feel a little bit better going into this next set of fights. I want to rush
It is
towards...
looking like a full on-hit build. And I was talking about the first items being completed a while ago at this point. I just wanted to point out, Corrin is building correctly. Gonna have to put that on pause as Joss wants to go for an engage. Husky Templar potentially the target. Encore's gonna find it alongside Mom. They're throwing everything at the Kaisa, and she will fall, impaled down on the Hypnotic Viper. But a nice knockup from Willie is gonna deny most of the movement on that, so everyone else will get to walk away. But they wanted that Kaisa dead.
Yeah, but Corrin's waiting in the wings right now. They're just waiting for the setup to make sure they can hit this, and they're gonna go for it. But where is the damage?
Yeah, they need damage. They need follow-up. Goofy Boy Joe is not fully scaled and online yet, but they still have enough for one as Jost will provide the damage, and so will 50 caliber Taco. The tank's coming through in the clutch for FLS.
First thing is I'm so used to watching this now from the FLS side that I just know what's happening, and they're just really, really good at what they do. Is like the way they control the map is just, it's actually a joy to see in Vanquisher, as we'll wait for Kennedy.
Here. Templar hits that Void Seeker, so they have vision on the Seraphine, but 4v2, can you make this fight happen? Can you turn this? I don't think so, as Kennedy now has to be on the run, uses that slice just to get away from that impact, has to just run away, and all the members of FLS will be escorted out together as THBQ in the meantime is just happily pushing down topside.
Yeah, it's just been no help so far for the Renekton whatsoever, as here we go back to seeing the Kaisa get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so there was a small interaction there that I really want to point out, is that Skarner actually knocked the Kaisa into Ornn's pillar.
Oh no.
So it was absolutely perfect. there was nothing that could have went wrong in that situation. It was absolutely frame perfect. It was 2 ults, Smolder ult, knocked into a pillar, knocked up from pillar then from the second Ornn. It was just absolutely beautiful. And then Skarner with the disrespectful rock to the face of Pantheon. The warrior that scaled Mount Targon, the greatest hero we'd ever seen in Runeterra, beaten by a rock throwing scorpion.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Scorpion throws the rocks pretty hard, and I think it's getting to the point in the game where it really does have to be a massive mistake, as this is actually a fight that we didn't get to see as we were watching the replay, as, yeah, TVHQ and Corrin were just ending up brawling up here on the top side. The Rylus from that Azir puts in so much damn work, and it's so difficult to beat him in the 1v1 after that point.
Husky Templar coming in just for the shutdown, plus 1k. So
yeah, plus 1k for the Kaisa, you're happy for that.
Yeah, 100%. It is really, really good. But FLS now onto their third Drake, and they're setting themselves up also for Atakan, while Kennedy is over. Buddy?
You just saw that they took Dragon. I think, fortunately for him, the members of FLS are not going to start rotating down to him, as it looks like Goofy Boy Joe. No, they are going to rotate down for him. I thought he had a chance, but then he walked back up to the way of Kennedy, buddy. This is illegal maneuvers. He's got the slice, he's got the dice, he's going to look to get out, but Seraphine has a slow, Zir has the slow. I don't actually think they have the damage, unless they use the Impale. They really want to deal with the Croc. And with Otacon spawning, now Iceborn Black, in the 4v5, have to try and navigate this fight.
Yeah, they do have the Ziggs ult as well, so they're more than capable of leaving Ziggs in the mid lane for now. Has TP available, has the ult to drop it onto this. There's no Skarner ult, so it is a little bit risky, and they just use the Ziggs bomb on the top side, even though the tower fell anyway, so Ziggs no longer has that for this fight. It would have been a 4 versus 4 if they can snap engage on this, which is what they're built to do. Try to get to the back line, but here comes TP.
Just on the way, but 50 Cal Taco just wants to engage on a Willie. He's got that Unbreakable, but he will eventually go down. Husky Templar tries to sidestep, can't manage to get away from it. They both have to flash away from that Encore. Azir is going to put up the turret as that defensive stalwart. Goofy Boy Joe just trying to get more stacks on the front line. He's gotten past that 125 mark. He's got the fireballs now. Just thought about upgrading, thought about it better, didn't end up doing it. And the Otacon reset, so positioning back to neutral. 50 Cal Taco still down an ulti. That was a lot of engage tools used from FLS to not find anything.
Yeah, they still do have that Azir ult though, so there always is the Lila approach of just slide and drive it straight into their heart. But right now it is
looks like they want to fight. They just assault use of that movement speed. Hypnotic Viper will walk away from that Ishtal impact. It looks like FLS are gonna choose to not run back to the Otacon and just saying, hey, we burned a bunch of engage, we didn't get anything, we're just gonna recall and reset.
This is kind of feeling like my TFT games, where everyone's just a higher level than me, and they're beating me, and there's nothing I can do, and my Kai'Sa is not a carry, and I keep trying to make Kai'Sa my carry. It's just not working out for me. But yeah, right now Kennedy is 0-4, looking more like a Kennedy at this stage. It's just... Someone's put a bullet in Renekton's head.
I was going to ask the living ones or the dead ones, because either way, it's not great.
The dead one. Someone put a bullet to Renekton's head, left him on an island, and he got annihilated. It just didn't work out. Yeah, it's a tough place to be in right now with this Renekton, as you can't go into those fights. You do not have enough raw stats. And it's not something we talk about a lot as casters, it's just raw stats. There's not enough health on that Renekton. There's not enough resistance on that Renekton.
So
it's not a champion right now. And yes, the dragons,
he's
they
a
might
bundle of
help,
HP. That's about all he's got. He's some extra HP as potentially engaged. Willie is going to sidestep it, gets that headbutt out. A nice Mega Inferno Bomb. Willie's still holding on to that Unbreakable Will. But Goofy Boy Joe's just going to continue to poke him down at this Alistar now. Really feeling the burn. Goofy Boy Joe will take a bomb into the back, but I don't think he's feeling too sad about it.
The way FLS are making them come to this Akatan like permanently is absolutely brilliant, because he's also stopped Hypnotic Viper. Because on the top side, it's just Layla pushing and feeding waves into that top tower and waiting for the moment where they're going to go all in to try to stop the Akatan. They get the free push, but instead they get it for free.
Yeah, you have to choose either the Otacon or your top lane waves, and they've kind of split 50-50. Willie's going to look to try and get in here. I like this vision toggle because it's just been bursted down, but the take is really slow. Skarner and the Smolder don't take these objectives super quickly. It's down to 4K now. You don't see the Pantheon in the area just yet. He's going to get into the pit. It's down to 2K. It's just a matter of who gets the smite, and he gets it with the spear! Shuts it down and gets that sail! But now who's going to take the fight afterwards is Willie. I think it's going to be the sacrificial lamb to get everyone else out with that Otacon buff. It's not a Viper on the run, Corrin on the run. It's a recall out from Kennedy as well, and a big steal is going to keep Iceborn Black in this game.
Every week, me and Romeo see one of these get stolen by the losing team every single week. And I really thought the curse had been lifted because Romeo is no longer here. No, it's me. I'm the cursed one.
You're the problem.
I am the problem. I've always been the problem, let's be honest. But
I think a big deal with this fight is the fact that they do the Otacon so slowly, it allowed Iceborn Black to get in position to actually contest this in all.
yeah, and the Skarner missed the ult. They missed everything. The knockups coming through from Alistair is obviously going to make things a little bit messier. There's the Q. There's the smite. You're never beating a Pantheon at that stage. And from there, yeah, the fight will always be won by Faceless. So they know they need to leave, and they're all doing that to the best of their ability and just leaving the cow. But so much was burned in an attempt to try and stop the Pantheon. They can't. They get a free Akatan out of this, but straight alive.
Kitty Boy Joe forced to lose that flash, has the double W, so we'll provide us some extra healing on the way out, but this is Soul Dragon for FLS. Iceborn Black cannot lead this. Hypnotic Viper a little bit too far forward, though. Woodley looking for an engage. Tries to get the two-man ground pound. Doesn't manage to find it. Kitty Boy Joe and Goofy Boy Joe chasing down the cow. They want some steak for dinner. Kennedy's on the flank. He's on vision. He's spotted, but the ball still comes through. There goes Lila. He's down. As Husky Templar dashes into the back line with the killer instinct. Do they have the damage from everybody else? As Corrin trying to run away. Joss is down on 1 HP. Corrin has the burn. Ticking, but he doesn't have the damage. The Ocean Dragon keeps Joss alive. Viper's also going to survive as Corrin will finally fall, as Goofy Boy Joe will finish that off. The shutdown from downtown! Husky Templar with the Void Seeker seeks out his prey. TP in from Kennedy is going to keep Anthony Caltaco out of this pit. And Iceborn Black will keep themselves alive. Husky Templar, please walk closer to this dragon. Let Hypnotic Viper get in. Oh my lord.
Yeah, the classic ADC is like, no, I need my health. You can tank this. It's like, bro, I'm on 4 HP. Please help. But no, I agree. Oscar are doing it right, keeping your health, even though you're recalling anyway. Don't care. Keep your HP. ADC is all that matters. But yeah, like this fight, so messy. Giddy Boy Joe just getting absolutely pumped with bombs there from Corrin. And as soon as it breaks out, Willie just dragging everyone over here, taking their time. Kennedy. Yeah, it is beautiful. Even the slide from his ear, it's good, but it's not enough. It's too late. And still, Corrin just pumping damage constantly into this one. And they get so split. The entire fight gets so split. We see Skarner leave, Joss just to die, attempts to flash, eventually comes back. Yeah, they get away with this one. A little bit of luck there, but yeah, it's just.
And then the Void Seeker.
Yeah. that sealed it there. Before that, it was even. And before that, it was like back and forth. The both teams did medium okay. But it was that one Void Seeker that really split the difference there as Hypnotic Viper. Look at the stress. Look at the stress levels on the Pantheon.
He's just like, please, step a little closer. I need to heal it so I can heal from my jungle passive, please. And like you said, AD carries are like,
like, how do dragons work?
How do dragons work? We do have that fully stacked Smolder. We haven't seen an execute come through just yet, but the true damage burn is there, so it's something we're going to have to keep our eye on. It was a lot later than I think either of us anticipated. He's just at 242 now, which means he hit 225 not that long ago.
Just upgraded Smolder before Azir.
I think that may have just been convenience. I have to assume, because sometimes as Ornn, you just want those stats for yourself, and it's 1,000 gold.
Just like you always upgrade the ADC. Doesn't matter how fed the mid laner is. I don't care. Give it to me. Give me all the stats, all the resources.
That's such an AD carry mindset. I'm a little surprised to see Kedisi also opt for the Sphere of Shojin. I would have thought that was Asterix coming second, just because you are so far behind. You really need to be providing as much tank value as you can, not as much of that actual damage value. But respect to Kedisi for having confidence.
Killed him.
I mean, yeah, but the Sterak shield and the tenacity, it's all just good.
No, but just kill them, and then they can't hurt you.
I don't think the Iceborn Black team is having trouble with damage at this point. If you look at the
Do
Pantheon...
not listen to me when I say that. Do not deal with police that way.
The Pantheon, Kai'Sa, Ziggs do quite a bit of damage between the three of them.
Yeah,
I'm not sure they need the extra
assist. Him first. He's fine.
You know what? You're so right. You got me there. I forgot. I can't argue with 80 carries. You're all off in your own
Bring him
world.
straight to Florida. It's fine. You win those. But as we do head up towards Florida, we head up towards that top side river. We're going to see...
Where are we starting from?
This?
He's got Unbreakable. I think he's feeling confident that he can stay in this. A nice knock-up onto 50 caliber Taco. Gonna do some decent damage to the Scar. Do they have enough, though? Ishtal Impact, it finds one, but the Aegis Assault. Nice timing from Hypnotic Viper. The Encore's there, but the Mega Inferno Bomb is gonna shut down that backline. Viper and Giddy Boy trade 1-for-1. The shuffle back on Tennessee just to keep the Renekton out. Husky Templar Zhonya's in the middle of 4 members. Willie tries to get in, but he can't save his AD carry. A triple kill over to Smolder. Make it a quadra. Goofy Boy Joe, the dragon has grown up. He's online.
He's grown up. He's got a mustache. He's flying through puberty right now as he is just ripping people to shreds. This is pure teenage angst we're seeing right here, right now. As Smolder finally online, we see this starting off so well, and it's so well baited. They don't even know that Giddy Boy Joe is there, and then here comes the big heals, here comes the big stuns, and although the ult missed, keeps everyone alive until the rest of the team can join. And then, although 50 cal tackle looks like they're in the worst position possible, space is bought, Smolder's untouched. Husky Templar, for all the damage you're doing, you're in a position where Corrin cannot help you anymore. And from there, it's easy money.
Yeah, like, before the Zhonya's, it's like, yeah, I've got my Renekton in front of me, I'm an AD carry, I'm auto-attacking, it's great. Then Renekton dies, you hit your Zhonya's button, and you're just like, wait a minute. I am a lone Kai'Sa. There's 4 enemies around me. I don't think I'm getting out of this one.
That's one for Zhonya's / all team diff.
Well, that full Zhonya's is going to be completed now. He was just holding on to that Seeker's arm guard. I do appreciate the defensive itemization here from Husky Templar. You've got your 3 big on-hit items. You can be a little bit more passive now, especially now that Smolder, like we said, fully online. The Ornn items, he's handed out upgrades to everybody. He is that level 17. It's just a matter of who kills Ornn on this team, because Husky Templar very clearly does not do enough damage yet on this Kai'Sa.
No, not quite yet. They have completed that Nashor's Tooth, though, so that's a nice big upgrade for them. That extra damage.
For the mixed pen?
For the last item?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think about what actually helps.
To be honest, just go straight
Rabadon's also not bad, yeah. Get some little more poke in. Dragon is set up here for FLS. Mom comes through, does not manage to find anybody. I think tagged Willie a little bit there. Joss, though, with the call of the Forge God. Corrin has to flash away, and the Viper's the one who gets caught. Flash in from Joss. They want the Ziggs. They've got him dead. A nice encore from Giddy Boy Joe also finds 2. The shuffle out. Goofy Boy continues his execution rampage. A double kill for the Smolder. Templar actually just can't even 1v1 the Skarner at this point, as there's the impact just to make sure he goes down. And if that ain't 80 carry life, I don't know what is.
Yeah, that is definitely ADC life. Yeah, it's a wonderful game. But yeah, it's the way Faceless play is that for every objective they have multiple ideas of what they want to do, and they are constantly just pulling people into fights. They're pulling people into areas where they know they can fight, and it's an incredible way to win games. It's great to watch them. I'm going to say FLS now stands for Seder at the end, because they're the ones taken down for the honor of the Holy Church of Seder. They're the ones destroying in game 1 here against Ice.
It's Faceless Seder, Insomnia, apparently now. And like you said, yeah, they take down game number 1. We're going to get a replay of what exactly happened in the last fight. As, like you said, FLS is always ready to turn on the objective, but they're equally ready to fight, as the flashing from Joss was just beautiful.
Yeah, it's the way they play. It's like if there's an objective up, there's a play to be made. And Tennessee, for the flank that they were going for, the start, when they were starting to walk forward, yes, but they recognized that they had the words, they had the vision, they had the idea. And then as soon as they were ready, they were like, we fight now. Renekton isn't there. And they just sent it. And Husky Templar never even got to join the rest of their team, as they were dealing with Skarner that was, it's a scaling pick, and I know that's a horrible thing to say for any jungler, because every jungler's like, no, I'm early game. It's like, no, you're not a Skarner, you are late game. you are not built for that lifestyle. Okay, it takes you way too long to be useful. You need that ult, you need a lot of stats. Heartsteel it's an irritating item.
It takes time. It takes time.
I hate it. I love the noise. The noise is incredible.
Yeah, because it's dopamine noise, but other than that, it's just kind of mediocre. But I will say, from the early game, you could kind of tell that this was really in FLS's pocket. They had this game under control. As soon as Joss really finds that solo kill on Tennessee early on in the game, you're playing a scaling late game team composition versus Renekton Pantheon Kai'Sa. This team wants to be aggressive. They want to be in your face. They want to be taking early fights, early objectives, early trades, just push the tempo of the game faster. But the vibes were not in their favor. Like, as soon as you start losing early game to the scaling team, you're starting to think about game 2.
Once the Pantheon starts to lose tempo, that's when you know that it isn't working. Where once Pantheon wasn't hitting right and wasn't getting into the right places, wasn't in the right positions, that's when things start to slip away. Like, you should never have a below 10k damage Pantheon when you have a 33k damage. Also, I should stay away from trees when I'm casting.
33k?
33, yeah. I heard it myself, because I changed my accent for casting, and I heard it and I went, that's too Irish, I can't do that. But it was a really good game 1. I'm really happy to see Faceless are playing the way that I know they can. I want to see how Ice ended up beating the Holy Church of Seder. I want to see them at their best. So I think there's some changes in draft that might work. You can't give FLS that late game scaling. They play so well macro wise. You need to beat them in the micro. You need to bully them in lanes, and you need to stop taking tower shots as a Renekton.
Yeah, the early game execution, I think, was really the rough part for Iceborn Black in that game. And FLS, they took advantage of that. And that's also a part of winning a game. It's not like the opposing team makes mistakes and then you're just in a winning position. You have to take advantage of the mistakes, pressure them, punish them. And that's what we saw FLS do. We'll have to see what they do coming into game number 2, though, as we're going to take to a short break here as we get ready for that draft for game number 2. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Vanquisher League action. Welcome back, everybody. We are getting ready to jump ourselves into the draft for game number 2. And Sater, that was a hell of a game number 1. Scaling team wins, but not in the way that we really anticipated.
Maybe I anticipated it. I just have Faceless down as the winners. I always believed in them. This is anyone that tries to beat the Holy Church of Satyr gets absolutely bodied by my next team. I've always got another Pokeball on my belt, you know what I mean? But no, genuinely, I think FLS are one of the strongest teams in this, and they would be heavy favorites going into it. They're a very, very strong team, even with subs coming in. I like the way they play League of Legends, but Ice are not a team to be snuffed. They are very, very good. We just aren't seeing it right now. They need to unlock their peak, which is also a great game, by the way. Play it on Steam. It's absolutely wonderful. But no, they need to find an angle that they can force. They need something to get their foot in the door, take a game, and put some worry onto Faceless, because the more games they drop, the more champions disappear, the more opportunities you have to play something that you know you can win on. I'd love to see something truly special, niche, spicy, whatever term you want to use. I prefer spicy. Some spicy picks to come out. like I prefer Jinxes and Kaisas and all the normal ADCs.
The hyper carries.
Someday someone will pull out the Satyr tech and play the Kindred ADC into Pyke. That's mine right there. That's with seeing a Pyke panic and ult in your Kindred ult, my favorite thing I've ever seen. It is absolutely exceptional.
as a Pyke player, my nightmare of a bottom lane would be Kindred and Zillion. Or Kindred Renata, either or. Just no fun allowed bottom lane. You don't get to play the
Karma.
Kindred Karma, I think you could at least take advantage of Karma. At the very
not with
least.
Kindred. Kindred slows you with that wolf and you're gonna run away. It's not working. But first picks are gonna come through now, and we have went spicy.
Okay.
That's very LPL. Very LPL.
I have my own personal issues with Jhin. I feel like unless you're going to pick something else in the mid lane that really shreds tanks and deals with frontline, Jhin can be very weak. Picking it this early means you can draft around it. But speaking of champions I love to draft around, Jinx is immediately picked on the other side, and I think this is a great pick for FLS.
There's always that fear in me. Is a thing I played in a tournament one time where someone played Jingle. Yeah, Jingle would terrify anyone. Jingle is terrifying, but Sion is not something I'm actually enjoying too much. Vi is not bad. I'm kind of hoping to see the investment come out from Tennessee though, because this locks this comp down.
Yeah, I think we need to see either the tank shred from mid lane or from top lane. Ambessa would be great. She deals with these tanks so well. You called it out nicely. It's a good matchup versus the Sion. It makes life difficult for him. And unless you're going to send him into mid lane, which they're probably not going to do, Sion's just not going to have fun in the early game. He's going to be Tom Kench here. I think that's, like you said, a good pick into the Vi. You cancel out the ulti and you just make sure that when Jinx starts to get threatened, she doesn't. Love that.
Do you know the way you said something earlier? Now, I don't want to fully do this.
Boy. What did I do? What did I do?
One of the things you hate playing into is Zillion.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a Zillion angle here?
For Iceborn, I'm not.
No, not Iceborn. For FLS.
You think they would run like Zillion mid lane? I mean, I could see it working. I think you'd be low on magic damage, but you have a Jinx, so do you really care?
I'm looking at the DLOP.GGs, and I have them up here, and there is a sneaky Zillion. There's a sneaky Zillion.
So, I mean, that could end up being like game 5 tech. Who knows? You are going to see the Volibear, so jungle locked in for FLS. They are going to save counterpick for mid lane, which I think is smart at this point in the game. It is a big shift up in stylistically, because we saved the bottom lane picks for in the last draft, but now we've shifted and just said, hey, the bottom lanes are really important here, so we are going to grab the AD carries first round. And at the very least for FLS, grabbing that support in that second round.
Has to be.
Nico, Karma, I think, would be fine. It's just something that provides pressure. Good call on the Nico. That is going to be the lock-in for Iceborn Black. Now it's just a matter of what mid laner do you want to go for FLS?
Zillion, 100%.
If it's Zillion?
Full NA, I think this works.
Oh my god. It's the Zillion lock-in
I want to throw something.
For FLS. And like I said, I do think their comp lacks a little bit of magic damage, so we are going to have to see TBHQ actually build damage on this pick, which not always great. Brazilian, you like having a little bit more utility.
You have a Volibear.
You have a Volibear and you have a Jinx, so you can play the secret Zillion tech where you just go grasp +5 Kindle gems and you say, hey, I don't die.
Paul Walker mid, it is Subaru time. Like, it is, yeah, it's, you're not stopping the Volibear, the Sion, or the Jinx, and you're not killing them because they have a Tahm Kench and a Zillion. Like, this is good. This is nice.
When I say that when you pick Jinx early in a game, you need to draft around her and give her a team where she's allowed to play, this is what I mean. This is a composition that is, we are going to protect the president, and the president is Jinx. Bad pick for a president, but we've picked worse.
Why do people change the terminology? It was raise the puppy.
I've always heard protect the president. Because it's like Mr. President.
Around during the Uzi days of raise the puppy with Kog'Maw?
I do remember that, but that's specifically with Kog'Maw, because he's a little doggo.
Yeah, but we eventually changed it over to any puppy. Also, that skin came out well after the puppy conversation.
Yeah, but Kog'Maw has always been a dog, even before the skin came out. He's the void dog. He goes bark bark.
Dog champ. But yeah, I do really like this. I like the idea of speed on Jinx and the survivability of Jinx.
So much safety. Even the unsealed spellbook, so that if you have teleport, you can swap it out to like exhaust or heal or even cleanse just to make sure your Jinx is safe. This is fantastic from TBHQ.
Yeah, I really like this. I think that's a really, really good pickup. I think this will work for them. But I do also think that there is a slight problem is that there is still Vi and Bessa, Nico, and
there's a lot of
Jin
dice.
stands out as a weird pick though in that comp, right? Like if you put what would I prefer? Leaving an Ashe maybe? Again, another mana flow
Ashe,
bans.
I think I wouldn't mind Caitlyn. Varus was banned away.
Trist even.
Trist would not be terrible. Ezreal would be okay. Just have a little bit more safety in the laning phase and just have a little bit more poke.
Yeah,
and actually be able to deal with tanks because he builds Sarildas.
I am a little bit surprised that we haven't seen Vanquisher pick up the Vayne tech recently.
I think it's because Vayne is such a feast or famine champion to like the extreme. If you have a Jinx, at least if she gets one reset, even if she's behind, she'll still provide something, but there's not even resets for Vayne, as 50 caliber Taco wants to get in on Viper here. The lightning from over the wall doesn't manage to pick up the Gromp, but it's still going to pressure Viper out of his own jungle. And the junglers kind of just stare at each other like, yeah, neither of us have engaged. We're both just going to walk away.
Yeah, it was an attempt at a 5-second rule coming true from the Volibear, a very famous NA tech that has begun in solo queue, which I am very sad to say I have tried a couple of times myself. But you're meant to all in, like you're meant to absolutely send it immediately, and it was just a little bit slow.
Get your damage in. Just kill.
Yeah, well, you're meant to try and steal the camp while you're doing it as well. It just seemed very, very slow. And that will set Volibear back quite a bit. And there is an opportunity here for Vi to maybe pass over into the blue side of the Volibear.
Yeah. Maybe just wrap in the blue side?
Going for it. Everything's still calm. I think Hypnotic Viper wants to take their time with this one. But how do you feel about the choice of blue side from Ice? Do you think they should have tried to go for a counter?
I am a little surprised that they opted back for blue side, but I think it means that they have a definite plan as... THBQ in a bit of trouble here as Hypnotic Viper's in the area. Cease and desist. First blood. Over to Corrin.
Yeah, good start. Good start. We like to see
Joe has to lose the flash in the barrier, and this is the early game that Jin and Nico will provide you. Hypnotic Viper opting to try and steal blue here, but 50 caliber Taco is here. Vault Breaker in to deny the shield and the damage. From downtown, the root comes through, and that's a dead bear. Will he potentially in a bit of trouble here, but I don't think Giddy Boy Joe has the damage, so the Nico will walk away, and this is the early game we were hoping to see from Iceborn Black.
And this is what I was saying at the end of the last game. I want to see the micro. I want to see them bully these lanes. I want to see them in their face and not allowing them to control the pace of the game. And right now, Ice are doing that very, very well. Just don't overdo it on a tower dive, please.
This is risky. Heal available for Giddy Boy Joe. Does have the Guardian as well. There's the shield. There's the heal as well. But Husky Tuckler has the flash in, and that's going to be Feet of Warfare off that bouncing grenade. It is an execute for Willie, who grabbed tower aggro but didn't take any damage. But now Viper, the one potentially in trouble. Giddy Boy Joe, though, does have the shield. Flashes in for the auto. Has to be careful. The lightning comes down, though. 50 caliber Taco picks that one up. And a nice counter, at the very least, from FLS. They'll get something out of it.
They get something out of it. They do get Feats of Warfare, though, completed on the side of Ice. So they've set themselves up nicely for a boots upgrade. Everyone likes fresh boots. Louis Vuittons for everyone. But as we go back to this dive, I think if they just stayed under the tower here, there could have been a lot more done. So it's a great start to get the traps, but why keep running? Why keep leaving the tower range? Like, yeah, that felt... I think about one more tower shot onto Viper is a kill. You know what I mean? Like,
it was definitely risky.
Yeah. Good boy, Joe. Good boy.
Did not end up stealing the kill from his jungler. That's what you like to see. THBQ trying to just navigate through the rocks right now. It's difficult terrain, so his movement speed is halved. As Willie now on the run. The traps do not manage to catch him. Little D&D reference for all my nerds in the audience. As Tom Kench also is going to be forced on the run. The Deadly Flourish does not come through, so he'll be able to walk away.
As someone that plays D&D with another producer on this Titan broadcast, it is quite enjoyable. But we do see
Joe. Goofy, you can't be here. You can't be walking into that without vision. Hypnotic Viper just needs one more auto attack. Gets it under the Tom Kench, so Willie will have to secure the kill. And everyone will walk away.
Everyone will walk away. We will see a dive in the top side.
Oh, flashing into the lightning! Taco smites him from the heavens with a beautiful prediction.
That's twice now we've seen that Volibear do the exact same thing, where he walks towards someone, drops lightning, walks away. Truly godlike from the bear. as they are ramping up quite quickly here. Husky Templar are attempting to hold this wave for themselves. Freeze this one up, take their time, but they missed the minion. They missed the first one. Okay. And now they're under pressure.
Now the wave is pushing again. Oh god, it's a disaster. Look away, look away!
So don't look at me, Marge from The Simpsons. But they do manage to get most of those minions. They will build up a nice slow push for themselves, but Joss just getting the better in the top side of Kennedy here, who's on what some would consider their signature pick. It is their most played champion, as 50 Cal Taco takes the gold for that.
I mean, you'd rather be on the Volibear than the Scion. You mentioned in the draft that the Volibear is going to be a source of magic damage for this composition. He's already got the Amplifying Tome upgraded now to that Fiendish Codex. It's looking like it is going to be the Cosmic Drive first item, which I still am not sure how I feel about it, but if it's working for the Volibear, I can't complain about it.
Yeah, this is a tough one now, as they've now moved the lanes around. They want to go towards these groves.
Willy looking for the punish. Giddy, you might be able to get out, but I don't know about Goofy, as the Deadly Flourish will come through. Giddy Boy gets in range for the Guardian Shield. The Husky Templar just has the damage. This is the early game Jhin that you have to be afraid of, and President Jinx she's taking a lot of shots here.
Yeah, it's Kennedy has jumped onto the other side of the team at this stage. They've gone red side Kennedy, as they are just getting shot left, right, and center. Executions all around, as the other Kennedy, aka Kennedy, is still getting bullied out by the Scion. There's a sizable CS lead. They are in really a lot of trouble because Scion is an infinite scaling tank. It will not stop getting more health. It is just going to become unkillable, even for the likes of an Ambessa, which has a public execution. But I am slightly more optimistic with Ice playing the way they are. They're playing a lot more proactive. They're not letting little things go, and they're continuously fighting here, which I do enjoy, but it's just that scaling factor for FLS.
Yeah. Oh. I think it's a hope for FLS, the fact that the Ambessa is not also far ahead, as the Grubs are going to be started up here. Nothing's been taken down just yet. Taco is sped up. Hypnotic Viper, now the 1-inch trouble. The lightning comes down. He's going to eat a lot of damage. Taco does have that Stormbreaker, but he's going to get covered to cease and desist. The root, everything comes through, but he's got the ulti. He takes down the Vi, and he's going to get revived by THBQ. Can he get out after the fact, though? Heal comes in from Giddy Boy Joe, and the bear will just walk away. Nobody knows how to counter this Iliad ulti. Curtain Call opens up, though. They want to find some kills. First shot, second shot land, third shot on the Giddy Boy. He will go down as the 4 comes through. So they'll get something back, but Taco's not done. He wants more. Gets the flash out of Corrin. He's not finished. He wants blood on this bear. Corrin tried to run away, has the face rush active, but he's going to take a bite out of Kai. The Red Buff Bird will not do enough. Not just yet. Finally goes down, but it's traded 1-for-1. The fight's still happening as Husky Templar flashes in. Gets the 4th shot as Goofy Boy Joe is so far out of position. THBQ now on the run, and somehow Iceborn Black come out ahead of the trade.
Genuinely thinking I might just go put on a pizza next time we're a fight, because they don't seem to end. They just seem to keep bringing more members to these fights as they go, but they're not letting these grubs go easy. They want to try and get one from this. Oh my god,
one won't stop the feet. And it looks like because they have the feet now, Iceborn Black is happy to just walk away.
Yeah, there's actually a Grubling spawned just as Tam Kench went to lick that one, and I think if it didn't spawn, he would have got it. But a little bit of luck, a little bit of luck. See the start of this fight all over again. Taco gets first bit of speed.
Picture in picture. It looks like Ambessa's going to die down there. As just flashes over Kennedy. Public execution to get away from the lightning. But 50 caliber Taco is still going to get the shield. It's just a matter of we'll just die in the exchange. You know what? Actually, never mind. I forgot. It's Ambessa. She has 20 million dashes, and she's going to walk out just fine.
Oh my god. It's public execution by bolting into a wall for the Scion. It's an Oscar Rinant. Yeah, we go back to this replay. Yeah, it's a lovely jump. It's perfect from Volibear. And they do get decent damage, but you get so much healing from that res on the Zillion. And yeah, good work here from the Tam Kench to tank these ones up. Does go down for it, but keeps the ADC alive. But is it just me, or does Goofy seem a little bit lost on where they're meant to be in these? Like, if they just seem to constantly be late or mispositioned. The team is
walking forward that far, which I think is an overextend from FLS for sure, and Goofy Boy Joe just ends up being punished because of it.
Yeah, maybe just... I still think Jinx needs a little bit more time. Still hasn't got that BF sword. Yeah.
Stormbreaker over the knockup. Corrin trying to now navigate his way out, but the double bomb stun doesn't even come through, but the rocket will! Goofy boy Joe picks up the kill.
Yeah, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking to get this Jinx online. Perfect little setup there. They get the ult, they get the rocket, they get the kill, they get the gold. It's wonderful. Still need to get more gold onto that Jinx. Is down the bot side. The Drake will be taken, so feats are completed for the side of Ice. They will get the boot upgrades. And I want to see Mountain. Uh-oh.
And if FLS can start to get online, if they can start to take a dragon or two, Scion with a couple of Mountain Dragons in his pocket, even if it's just like 2, if he manages 3, I don't know if anybody on this Ice team kills them because, damn it, Corrin, I had faith in you from last game. He's gone for the Saris first. It still has 100 stacks to go before it's ready.
Yeah, it'll be 15 minutes before that item comes online. It's the same for Layla, though.
Hopefully it'll be 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's they both went for it, so it evens out. It evens out. We'll leave it at it.
At the very least, for Zilean, you're not really building for damage this game, so it doesn't care.
Long series, you have more time to give out about this when they both don't do it. As we have a lovely replay of that rocket. Oh, I love the rocket hit.
I'm just disappointed. It just hurts.
Nothing worse than your parents being disappointed in you.
Well, parent.
Well, as an actual father, I get to speak.
You know, you got me on that
They've
one.
always made sense. They've always made sense. But
this is why I've missed having you on the desk. Oh my god.
State
of the game. Iceborn Black is up just about 1,000 gold, which is a lead for them, but I don't know if it's enough as Hennessy now looking to get on the Goofy Boy Joe. Giddy Boy, though, does have the ultimate, is going to devour, but it's just going to line up the route for Willie, and there goes Goofy. Comkench attempted to get out, has the flash to get away as well. Curtain Call's going to open up. Spade doesn't deserve this. Come on, number 3. They're going to give it over to Hennessy, a double kill for the Ambessa. In the meantime, on the bottom side, Corrin now the one in trouble as gets a nice seismic shove, but it should just be a kill granted over to THBQ. Grabs that one for themselves. Now Hypnotic Viper has that Vault Breaker, so it's going to be able to escape. 50 caliber expended that ultimate as Joss and Hennessy trading in the bottom side, but this is tank versus Ambessa. This doesn't work well for you, Joss. You have to run away.
Yeah, especially with the 2 kills being picked up by Hennessy. We see another
team's on the way, but I've seen this play before. Ulti misses. Hennessy has the dashes, but this time the sun comes through. This time it's another knockup, and they've got the ulti just to make sure that the bear is Kurto shifted out. Joss is going to take the turret. He'll die for it, so Hennessy will get something back, but you know what? If anyone's going to die on the play, it's Scion.
Viper mistiming that hurt my feelings. It was worse than the Scion bouncing off a wall. But they will get this tower. They will get some pressure back on the map. We saw this happen last time where they opened up from the bot. And yeah, FLS, they're not down and out, but Ice are looking a lot better this time around.
Yeah, still scaling advantage, I think, for FLS, but it's going to get closer and closer to them. As I say that, though, yeah, the gold is evened out, and if you are, the tempo is in favor of Iceborn Black right now. Is they've got 2 dragons, they've got those grubs, they got the feet for the free boots, but if you're playing a Jinx composition and you're not behind at 15 minutes, I think you're feeling pretty damn good about the state of the game.
I feel like I want to give a quick shout out to the people that are behind Riot and setting up the new spectator tools. Get a spent gold counter, not a gold available, spent gold. I want to see what the gold values actually are.
We can see that in the if we toggle over to the actual gold in the inventories, you can see the gold spent versus the gold they have in inventory.
Like
you don't leave it on.
I've gotten from Drake's as well. I want to see how much gold value per champion. It's a small thing. People on Reddit
gold
do it
value would be a nice one to see.
Because right now we're seeing that like the gold is coming through. That Volibear is really far ahead. Top lane is even. Mid advantage for Zilean. Jinx is very far behind, and Nico's doing very well. But what are they getting from the stats from the Drakes? What are they getting from all the other kind of sources that are around them? You know, it's all those little things. But yeah, I think No, that's not good.
Stun onto Willie, the double on Lance. He's got that ultimate though, nice and unstoppable, but the stun kill still comes through on the other side of it. 50 Caliber Taco will go down, the chrono shift there, keeping him alive. Rocket is not going to find its mark, flash away from the volley bear, gets away from that vault breaker, and ultimates, burn, summoner spells used, but nobody dead at the end of the day.
A lot was burned, and Drake will be spawning very, very soon, so FLS, they are without the Zillion, without the Jinx Rocket, and without Volibear ult, so they're going to be in a much worse position. We're seeing this Rift Herald spawned in the mid, more pressure for the mid lane as Jost is going to take that top tower, but it's all about this next Drake. That's what we're looking for.
We are seeing 50 Caliber Taco did not end up opting for the recall. It is a 2-item Volibear right now. He is very far ahead of the curve for 16 minutes with the Navori Quick Plates and that Cosmic Drive, as mid lane advantage is gonna stay pretty much even here. The waves get traded out, but in the meantime, 50 Caliber is just taking this dragon. Iceborn Black is not in a position to contest yet, and he takes this damn quickly because he's that volley bear. Finally, Iceborn Black is going to come in and start to shove position through. They're just going to tank the shots, though, and get that first Mountain Dragon themselves. Can they get engaged out of the fact, though, as Joss can't get through? A nice tank up from Hennessy, but the fight is happening on the bottom side of your screen. Eaton as well as Chrono Shifted for TBHQ, so suddenly no defensive tools left. Joss and Giddy trying their best to keep this fight going, as Kennessy's going to get onto that backline as TPQ. Now the one in trouble as Hennessy will go down. A Gooby Boy has started to reset. He's going to get rid of that, though. He's got the barrier force shot in, but he's not dead. The Jinx, the bouncing grenade from downtown won't take her down. The level up keeps her alive. Corey now in trouble as the tongue is going to smack in. A triple kill for Jaws, and FLS storm back into the game.
That was the most iron fight I've ever seen in my entire life, with both ADCs melee hitting each other at one point. Absolutely disgraceful carry on, but who cares? You won the fight, FLS. You got the Drake, you won the fight. Like, it's genuinely absolutely crazy team fighting here. Like, Tahm Kench eating the ulted Zillion, Jinx melee range, like so many things in this fight were absolutely awful, but it worked, and that's all that matters. Like, that moment right there, absolutely
that's
huge.
Just it's like when you have a melee ulti and your ADC has cleanse and they both go off at the same time. It just hurts.
That was worse because those ults are so important. But we see Jinx go over towards this. Look at that, look at the Vi, look how low the Vi is, and they're like, oh wait, yeah, we'll run back over here, still in rocket form. Then finally, yeah, we get a reset, we start hitting Corrin. Everything you need.
She just doesn't do any damage yet.
Hennessy now walks into the Jinx, stops doing damage all of a sudden, and it's like so much of that is bonkers. Rocket, look, the rockets are hitting me in Ireland.
Everything missed because Corrin did a sidestep. I mean, he dies anyway, but like, you know, you gotta appreciate the jukes.
That rocket is literally hitting me in Ireland. That thing is gone. Like,
it's coming for you. You better be ready.
I'll catch it, don't worry. Anime moment, clap in my hands, like.
Ah, the clap, yes. Well, now that we've calmed down from that fight, we can see the aftermath. It's now near a 3,000 gold lead for FLS, and considering that just about 5 minutes ago we were saying, yeah, Iceborn Black has a 1k gold lead, is that enough to maintain advantage in this game? Obviously the answer is no, as Giddy Boy, the one in trouble, has to flash away from the Vault Breaker and that cease and desist. Corrin expended that Weaver as well, but not managing to find a kill. Just to flash out that Tahm Kench is not what they were hoping for. Yeah,
and also no ult on the Vi, no ult on Corrin, so a lot of their engage is now gone as Joss.
Wait, does he just win trades now? It's Eclipse on Ambessa, so I'd assume not, but I mean, this has kind of been the story of the top lane this series. Hennessy playing these aggressive picks and Joss just not caring.
Yeah, Joss is on that Undying now as well, so going to be a lot stronger in those fights. I still think that item is absolutely busted, but we do see that Willie wants to reset to get those wards, as the Proto Belt has now been completed. Now, are we going to see Keria on the Nico, or are we going to see Hylissang on the Nico?
Are we seeing Keria, or are we seeing me? Is this ward, nice vision toggle from our observer and producer there. Just, they know that the Otacon is potentially being started up, but they know that they're not under pressure because they would see the Otacon particles. They know stuff is happening, as Taco is just waiting, fiending for anyone to walk into what he feels is his jungle, as he might have found Husky Templar, as he thought he was safe because the Vi walks through. But now Taco is left on his lone stone. Willie gets a nice 2-minute knockup. They're going to get the Chrono Shift down onto the bear. And now Willie potentially the one trouble, as he's going to be forced to flash away. A nice turnaround from SFLS, and they'll maintain control of the top side.
Yeah, they get the control, they get the wave as well, so we're going to take that one, set themselves up nicely for this next one. They have to know something's up in terms of vision here, so let's hope they clear this one out as 50 Cal Taco. He's going to walk into the bush, and they finally notice the ward, so
yep.
they should... He's actually going to go for his red and get some healing.
It looks like there's just going to be some recall spent as Kennedy and Joss have decided, yeah, trading is kind of useless at this point. We're just going to take the waves. And for Joss, I get wanting this to happen, but for Kennedy, you should be winning the trades, especially now that you had Black Cleaver. But we see the THBQ come in very quickly, but Willie is now the one in trouble as that's a bear! You gotta be aware! He's very dangerous. Chrono Shift just now coming up for THBQ, but 50 Cal Taco will still manage to walk away thanks to that Stormbreaker. TP in from Joss, but it's not even necessary. The Otacon just is gonna go over to FLS. Well, I say that. Fourth shot coming through. Curtain calls open up. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Tanked up by Giddy Boy Joe. Not letting that one come through. So the Otacon will be secured, and FLS now feeling very comfortable with the state of the game.
Yeah, this is what FLS do. They're very, very good at moving around the map, setting themselves up, constantly being in the right places at the right time. As Kennedy will finally take down that bot tower and get the second tower of the game for the side of Ice. But yeah, FLS, they've opened this one up. They've gotten 3 towers. They're setting themselves up nicely for all of the objectives. They're now all moving as a squad.
If Iceborn can get this dragon, they're feeling a lot more comfortable, but I don't think they have the bandwidth to get it. It's 50 caliber Taco. He knows he's got the Chrono Ship behind him. He's not afraid. He's a big bear, and he doesn't fear anything. Will's going to get engaged into the backline with Kennedy on the flank, and there goes the Jinx! Backline's traded for backlines as Kennedy now gets that public execution off onto THBQ, but he's got the flash. He's going to be able to walk away. 50 caliber Taco lost a lot of HP, but yeah, he's playing volleyball. He's going to take 2 bites out of the crop and get all of his health back. The health bars in the meantime for Iceborn Black fairly low. They have to be careful with every engage they pick as Giddy Boy Joe is looking for an angle. HBQ speeds up 50 caliber. That bear is quick and he's so scary. Kennedy tries to dash away, but it's a nice knockup from Joss. Now potentially the Avessa in trouble as Giddy Boy goes in, but maybe a little bit too far. He's pretty tanky on the Tom Kench, but is he tanky enough? He'll stop Onslaught comes through. Rampage for Joss, and the members of FLS will march down the bottom lane. Cord will find Giddy Boy Joe, but that's all he's gonna find. 50 caliber Taco on a rampage on the bear.
Yeah, it is a Mach 3 bear sprinting around the map as it is. I think most of them are starting to feel like they're running in like a dream as they're trying to run away from this. It's just, you can't escape it. And yeah, we're going to see 7, 2, and 10. Navori, Cosmic, Bear just absolutely ripping through them. Even with the Jinx, the supposed protect the puppy carrying this comp, going down that early, didn't even need the Jinx. They've got a Runins and a Yuntal, and they're probably feeling strong, but the bear is stronger. The bear is ready and has their second mountain added onto the Scion. So yeah, we'll go back to the start of this. 50 cal Taco, no fear running forward. Gets the ult as well from Zillion, and then you see it appears, and then they take a bite, and they're just so healthy they cannot be burst. They can't be burst.
It's filthy. And I appreciate that Giddy Boy Joe has just kind of abandoned Goofy at this point. Has just said, yeah, Taco's the carry I'm playing for now. Jinx, you're fine back there. You're on your own. You'll manage it. But, I mean, the bear's alive, so why do they care?
Effect. That's what it is. The Yumi Kane effect. They're duoing jungle, and you're never seeing that Yumi after 15 minutes. But the rest of this chase is coming through, and this is where the power of Joss is coming through, is they're just this big, heavy tank that will continue to slow you and hit you and knock you up and stop you from getting to play the game. Although 50 cal Taco is the recipient of most of these kills, the rest of the team is working well around the bear and gifting 50 cal Taco everything they need to be absolutely terrifying. As
yeah, this is what a friend of mine would call a cosmetic AD carry game. As Willie wants to look for an engage, finds the stone of the 2, but there's that E from Giddy Boy Joe, and suddenly engage is just stuffed. FLS now have the chance to re-engage his 50 cal Taco. Getting engaged on the side, though, but he's got the shields, he's got the Chrono Ship. The man can't die! Just comes through on the unstoppable onslaught, but he's a little far away. Cease and desist onto the 50 caliber Taco. Can they finally take this bear down? There goes one. He's going to heal from Triumph, and he'll finally be shut down. Husky Templar picks up 1,000 gold into his pocket. For it with a nice seismic shovel. Blue's the one in trouble as it's a nice knockup on that Abyssal Dive. Giddy Boy Joe wants to get a reset for his AD carry, but the Nico is just a little too tanky. Now Kennedy has a beautiful flank ankle, can maybe turn this fight around. Goofy Boy Joe's on the run. Leandris is not going to burn him down. Iceborn had a chance to turn that around. They'll get the 1,000 gold shutdown, but that's all they're going to get.
Yeah, they finally get to burst through the Volibear once the rest of the team abandons Volibear to whatever mission they decided they needed to go on. But it's We're going to get a lovely replay of this one now. So, yeah, 50 cal got so far from the team. The rest of the team noticed the TP, start to run away. A great engage coming through from Willie, but as soon as the Tahm Kench eats the Jinx, they all immediately turn onto this Volibear. The wall goes down, and he may get back up in this one. Great, but most of the damage has been done. They know there's no Tahm Kench ult. They know that the Chrono Shift is gone, so they continue this one. Just trading positions with the Volibear, and Volibear just gets ulted by Vi. The rest of the fight, though, Hennessy off in a 1 versus 3, and they're so scared of fighting without the Volibear, they all go towards where the Volibear is. And this is where it just gets messy. And yeah, these fights are very, I think puzzling is the right word, right?
It's genuinely shocking that Goofy Boy Joe does not die there. He has to extend the flash and the barrier, obviously, but this has been not a great game for Goofy Boy Joe, who has been on what was supposed to be the centerpiece carry for this composition. You pick a Jinx first round on that red side draft, and you're saying, hey, we're going to pick around this champion, we're going to play for her in the early game, we're going to try and accelerate her, but Goofy just has not had the impact that I think he's really wanted to. It's been a lot of 50 caliber Taco and a lot of Jost, as Willie potentially in trouble, but re-engage onto 50 caliber. They might finally have the bear, but he's got the ulti. He's going to be able to run out. Ultimate burn for the Jinx, but it doesn't kill him. Dotting Viper left on a sliver of HP. 4-shot lands, but that's on a full health Jinx. She's not going to take too much.
Yeah, it was close. It was very, very close, but it will be a quick reset coming through. Baron, or not Baron. It is Baron. Baron is set up and ready. I saw the Rift Herald icon there for a second, but that's just tired Irish eyes.
It is, in fact, 25 minutes into the game. That is a Baron, as 50 caliber Taco is just going to start this up. The members of Iceborn Black are starting to collapse, so FLS will just run away from it. They don't want to go for a flip, which I think is the correct call here, as Joss has a flank angle, but Willie and Hypnotic Viper with some great movement. Willie now trying to get an engage, gets that pop blossom onto 3, but where's the follow? Where's the damage? 50 caliber Taco still alive in the backline, and Goofy Boy Joe is going to start to get reset on the Jinx. That's a double kill over to her. Hypnotic Viper now on the run, but Jinx wants blood. A triple kill. No Penta, as 50 caliber Taco is just on Husky Templar's face, not letting him play the game, but there's the Jinx damage that we've been waiting for. The Chrono Shift as well, finally used on the bottom lane carry. She'll come back with full HP as 50 caliber Taco says, I don't need the ulti, I'm just gonna run you down.
That is, Zillion's a broken champion.
Zillion has been low-key broken for, ever. This champion is insanely good.
It is and it isn't, because if you bully a Zillion and you get a jungler that can gank a Zillion, that thing's dead. It's going to die. It's just pick a Xin Zhao into it, and yeah, to watch it fall over. But yeah, in this game, it's just been given too much time, too much space. For as well as Ice did in the early game, which they did insanely well, it just didn't have that mid game that we wanted to see from them. But that positioning from Joss to split that team is absolutely brilliant.
Flank, yeah.
It sets them up so nicely. Goofy Boy Joe gets the perfect first reset onto the Nico, and then from there it's just these are the moments Jinx lives for, where you just get to keep running forward and nothing can hit you, as Husky Templar also falls off against the Volibear there. And I think they might have IE now, but that's so important for the Jhin to have the IE for these fights, because you need that extra burst on that fourth shot.
He's just walking so quickly. There's nothing that Corrin can do. But this is my problem with Jhin. This is why I have such an issue with him in drafts, because you're picking a champion that is really good in the early game, and we saw how good the early game was, bullying out the Joes in the bottom lane and making their life absolute hell, keeping this Jinx down and keeping her irrelevant for most of this game. But because the top side of your map didn't also win, now what do you do in this game? You can't deal damage to the 3 Mountain Dragon, Volibear, or Scion. Tahm Kench isn't going to be taking much damage either. Do you ever get access to Goofy and THBQ? My thought process is just no, and if you ever do, it's a big mistake by FLS.
That's the access you need to get, though. That's what they need to be doing. That's what Vi is there for. You need to be able to hit.
If Jhin is ever hitting either of those champions, the fight's already over.
Yeah, but Jhin should be able to deal with the Volibear with the LDR. Like, okay,
with
never mind, hold on.
Triple Mountain Dragon? I'm not sure he can, as Corrin is the one they want to go after. THBQ will tank up the turret, and this bear is just a menace. He's finally going to get rooted up in between the towers here, as it's an engage attempt from Willie. Finds the knock-up onto 1, but THBQ and Goofy are still safe. Volibear still healing through every single bit of damage. Jin is not going to be able to get that fourth shot down as Goofy Boy Joe just throws rockets in his face. A double kill for the Jinx with an open inhibitor. I think they're just going to look to end the game.
Yeah, it is a very easy end from this point on. You have a Jinx, you have a Scion, you have the boss effect where you hit both immediately. One grub on top of that. Yeah, it's an easy setup here for them. Goofy Boy Joe flashes.
He's gonna try and get in, but yeah, they've got the Tahm Kench ulti, they've got the Zilean ulti. Nobody cares about dying. FLS outdrafted, outplayed, outsmarted, and they're setting themselves to match point.
I'm putting all of my prayer from the Holy Church Crusader directly into FLS right now, and it's gonna work out. You don't have to worry about it. But yeah, that's a very unique comp that we haven't seen before. Zilean really sets that comp up really nicely, and yeah, I think that was a new kind of style we saw from Faceless Insomnia, and I really enjoyed it. But Ice's early game picked up so much in that game too. If they can just do that one more time, do one more really good early game, and just get that mid game on lock.
I worry about committing so hard to these early games because you've seen how well that FLS can handle it. They managed to just play through it anyways. We're seeing a replay of that last fight where, at this point, the game was already over, but this just sealed the actual Nexus falling.
Yeah, I do think that there's a world where it did get onto Goofy Boy Joe there as well with the public execution, which was crazy. But I think there's a world where if there isn't something so strangely aggressive from 50 Cal Taco with a Zilean attached to it and a Tahm Kench attached to it, I think if they just played the mid game better, I think there's a chance there was a win there for Ice. I personally, I do really enjoy Jhin as an ADC. I love playing it, and I feel like I could have, not that I could have won that game for them, I'm not going to say that, but I think I could have done the damage needed onto the Volibear there. It just feels like everything on their team fell apart before Jhin could really start comboing.
Through Triple Mountain Dragon, through the Locket, through the Zilean ultis, there's just so many defensive tools that allowed 50 Caliber to play this kind of reckless style to just say, hey, I'm Volibear, I'm going to run forward. What do you have to deal with me?
I just don't think there's enough damage for the Jhin to work off of.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of the times the problem with Jhin. You have a composition with Ambessa, Vi, Talia, even a Nico. If that's not enough damage for Jhin to work off of, when does he work?
Syndra's really fun. But yeah, like there's a lot of variables there. I just feel like Jhin really didn't show what Jhin can do there. I just feel like it was a very unlucky game, and yeah, just level differences, item differences, everything just built up way too quickly, and Jhin is a champion that needs a lot of time.
Yeah, needs the time to scale, didn't get the time this time around, and now Iceborn Black, your first two early game compositions have not worked out for you. What do you have for game number 3? And for FLS, feeling comfortable playing the scaling compositions? Will we see that again, or are they going to flip the script on us? We'll answer all those questions and more as we come back for the draft for game number 3. See you then. Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in that wonderful technicolor rainbow in between, we're back, and we have what could potentially be our last match of the semifinals here. FLS is on victory point. They are ready to get themselves to finals. And Iceborn Black, we've seen them attempt these early game drafts. We've seen them try to push the issue in the early game. It's fallen flat on their face twice. The sides are finally going to swap. We've got FLS now on the blue side. Iceborn Black want that counter pick. Now it's just going to be a matter of what they do with it.
Yeah, also a quick update for the other series. It is 1-1 between Summit Esports Phoenix and Phantom Truth Hisoka. So it is 1-1 there for the moment. But champion-wise, what is left to take here? I believe you were right in the Caitlyn. I think
Caitlyn is still around.
Yeah, you said Caitlyn last time. I think Syndra and Oriana are just the two best mid
we still
laners
have
left.
All of the hookers are still available. Pike, Nautilus, Thresh, Blitzcrank.
Thresh is a favorite for Giddy Boy Joe, while on the other side, I believe Willie is the Nautilus player. So we should see those two. If we want to see a Thresh, we could see a Caitlyn, Oriana.
My worry is Trundle is not banned. You're absolutely right. I mean, Pantheon is out, and there's not a lot of tank junglers left, so the Trundle value is definitely lessened.
We don't see Casantal and Trundle.
That's a possibility. I'm thinking about carry top laners for Tennessee because that's kind of just what we've seen throughout this course of play. And I'm wondering, like, we have Kennen and Rumble. Rumble did get banned, so Kennen is still available for AP carry top laners. There's not any sort of Lilia, so no flexing there. Aurora's still around, so I guess you could play that if you wanted AP. Is Tennessee an Urgot player? Would he have that in his pocket?
It depends. If to go for the Cassante, yes. Yeah, I think to go Cassante, yes. I think going the Urgot's a bad choice there. But
I remember talking a lot about Urgot with you in previous casts. It's just about if the enemy top laner is purple, you win.
Anything on the enemy team is purple, you pick Urgot.
Anything on the enemy team, okay.
Lulu, Malzahar, just pick Urgot.
Well, there's that Cassante. We are also going to see the Caitlyn that I had mentioned earlier. So bottom lane pool's pinched a little bit, but Corki Caitlyn is still in that vein of normally scaling marksman. Corki might go for the Shojin and Triforce instead of the critical strike build that we've started to see. There's that Nautilus we were talking about as well. So we have top lane jungle and ADC versus jungle ADC support. So top laners potentially being banned out here for one side. FLS if they want to pinch that a little bit. Gwen, I think almost assuredly. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw an Urgot ban. Braum is going to be taken away by Ice. They could ban away Thresh, but it is a it's a skill matchup versus the Nautilus. It would just depend on the kind of confidence that Willie's having. They're going to ban away the Ahri instead, take away one of those mid lane options. As we were mentioning the Singed between the break as something that Tennessee does play. So it seems like FLS does want to take away some of these carries on the top side. They're going to ban away another mid lane, though, so that way. So Gwen is still up and available, and Ice is a team that does need more damage if you're going to be picking that Ivern in the jungle.
Yeah, I just think if you have a Corki, you can flex it to mid. If you take a Gwen here, you have more time, but it will be the Urgot, as you did say. Okay. So just don't pick anything purple. Just don't go for the Syndra.
Yeah, I mean, don't pick Syndra here. Don't opt for Lulu, I guess, in support. It is going to be the Thresh. It's going to be hookers in the bottom lane, trying to just get that engage on the enemy ADC. The Thresh is a champion I always love seeing, even though I know he's like not really that good anymore. I just love seeing him. I think he's one of the better design champions, and it's just kind of stood the test of time. Oriana's going to be the blind mid lane pick here for FLS, potentially blind as Corki could move into that mid lane. But I think we're expecting to see some form of AP here for Ice, unless they really just want to get beat up by armor stacking Cassante and Trundle.
Yeah, they opted into the Syndra. I don't think Ice's comp has any synergy.
It like feels...
Who's Ivern?
Ivern wants to keep the Corki and the Syndra alive, but it feels like you have Ivern and Corki who want to sit back and poke, Urgot and Nautilus who want to go in, and Syndra who wants to play like a very standard front to back.
My issue is that like Ivern usually works best with like on hit, high DPS, constantly auto attacking ADCs.
Which Corki can be if he builds crit instead of the usual like Shojin Triforce build.
Yeah, but they're going to go for the Shojin Triforce build. You know they will.
Yeah, they probably will. But a girl can dream. She can hope. We are going to get onto the Rift here. It's game number 3. It's do or die time for Iceborn Black, and for FLS, it's time to show up. You won the first 2 games in very convincing fashion. Now it's just a matter of, can you shape up that early game a little bit we saw from game number 2 and just make this an easy game 3 for yourselves?
Yeah, I think, to be honest, it's Caitlyn wins this game. Just straight wins this game.
First strike on the Syndra for this matchup. That's a little surprising.
I don't mind. You can get a ball off before the ball hits you if you see it fly. Like, it's a timing thing. So I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It's not going to be... It's going to be Lila, Poby, Oriana anyway. So
you know what? I'm hoping it is, but I see that phase rush, and I'm worried that it's going to be Sarah's first item. It scares me because I've become a big fan. I've become a big fan of the Comet plus W max Oriana for mid lane, or at least getting like a few points in W before you start maxing Q. I think it provides you a lot more lane utility. It gives you a lot more damage once you get that level 6 with your Shockwave. As 50 Caliber is going to try and interrupt something here. The ward is on that buff, so he is going to be forced to walk away, and that means a much later start for the Trundle in this jungle.
Yeah, but right, like I honestly just think Caitlyn runs this game. I just don't see a way of them ever getting to the Caitlyn safely enough while she just crit headshots everything, and it's just going to be a crazy run around here, as we're going to see. Just possibly. Oh no.
That's not a great start. Kennessy's going to get quite a few autos in here just to start things off. Level 2 hit for the Iceborn Black bottom lane. Engaged now. The hook lands. Goofy Boy Joe has to be worried. Has the barrier, but the Phosphorus Ball from downtown will pick up first blood for the Corki.
It does get first blood for the Corki, as we will see. Yeah, like Corki is going to be very, very strong. It's going to be a great little run around for them. They're going to get some decent damage in the mid to late game, but it's still a Caitlyn, and I hate playing into Caitlyn's. I hate seeing Caitlyn's on the enemy team no matter where I'm playing on the map, because at one point you're going to step on a trap and it's like that immediate shock factor of I'm going to lose half my HP. And I am excited to see the Urgot on the other end of things, as they are doing really, really well on this top side. They're getting a lot of pressure down, and yeah, everything seems standard right now, but that Ivern is speeding through the jungle.
Yeah, he's already got his Dark Seal. He finished off that first recall, and because of the delay that 50 Caliber Taco went through, because they tried for that cheeky blue buff steal while Ivern was setting up, nice smart ward from Hypnotic Viper means that the Trundle's just going to be set so far behind in tempo, and life is going to be so difficult for him getting out of this early game.
Yeah, I think Trundle is going to have to try and force an early gank here somewhere. I think they're going to have to try and like heavily
just flip it
their own starts. Like it is. Yeah, I'm not too sure if Trundle can really just play that power farming when Ivern is moving so fast, and Ivern's scaling. Once that redemption comes true, we're going to start to see a lot of things change on the map. It's like a free Soraka. So yeah,
really good. Giddy Boy Joe is positioning aggressively. They don't know that Viper's in the area, so Willie's just going to bait this one out. Flashes in to try and get the root down, but a nice play from Giddy Boy Joe is at the very least going to keep his AD carry safe. He also still has his flash, so he can get away from the root caller here, but I think he's just going to save it. He's just going to say, I'm dead here. We'll keep the summoners for a potential engage later, and Husky Templar will get a second kill. So now got something going on the top side. Kennessy potentially the one in trouble as 50 Caliber Taco has found his angle for a gank. Urgot still has flash. He's going to finally use it. Oh, what a pillar from 50 Caliber! Denies the flip and says, thank you very much for the kill.
Yeah, that was absolutely exceptional, and I'm really happy to see Taco playing that aggressive Trundle as well. I did just say it, that I feel like I need them to be aggressive in this game, and yeah, it takes some of the weight off of that bot side loss, as they are down 2 kills and Corki starting to scale. Having a strong Cassante and Trundle is, I think, more than enough to deal with a Corki, because as much as I do love Corki and flying and sliding around, Corki can still bully Trundle can still bully the hell out of Corki if they just get onto them, and that press the attack will shred through them with that extra damage. So yeah, very, very excited to see how this one's going to go when it's top versus bot when it comes to both sides.
Yeah, and I think this has kind of been a lot of what we've seen in the early game for both of these teams. FLS is happy to take advantage of what I'll say is the rough series that Kennessy has been having now. This is the second game where it's been a solo kill or a gank that's happened in the top side that has just set him behind. And especially in these bruiser versus tank matchups, if you get set behind, the tank can outscale you so quickly.
50 cal tackle, looking for something in this bot side.
Hex Flash, really thought about it, still potentially thinking about it. Goofy is doing a good job baiting this, but I think maybe he's overselling it. Willie, though, still wants to look for the hook as they've got Hypnotic Viper in the area. Now it's just a matter of, can the Trundle get in and start getting auto attacks down? The target is the Nautilus, and they will be able to take that one down. The Lantern, just to make sure 50 caliber is not in range of an engage. Giddy Boy, how soon is that hook up? Can he find an engage? But Hypnotic Viper just a little too quickly. He'll manage to walk away.
And a free pink ward as well was dropped into that bush as well. Strange. Just a hand over some more gold. But yeah, it's getting close now to who's going to get that solo kill in one of the solo lanes to unlock defeats, as that is what we are waiting for now. And I kind of expect it to be the Urgot. That level 6 comes through, and Urgot just makes it so much more fun when he pulls someone into their death.
Yeah, but now the question is, K'Sante is also level 6, and All Out is powerful. It's not as powerful as it has been in the past. A nice ward timing from Joss is going to spot a Hypnotic Viper here, but does he have a chance to get away? Hennessy still holding on to that Fury on Death. Knockup does not come through for Joss. He's so forced to try and just walk away here. He just held on to that Fury on Death forever, and Joss is just managing to walk out without even losing Flash.
Yeah, I think we saw that last game in the reverse as well when it came to jumping onto Hennessy, but this time around it is going to be a catch for 50 cal Taco. Can you take down the Vern?
Engage here. THBQ does have Shockwave, so keep your eye out for that. Flash away from the Viper. He'll be able to survive. A Corn's in the area as well. Nice stun down onto 50 caliber, but there's that Fear Beyond Death, a nice unstoppable, but the Fear still comes through as Hennessy will claim that Fear of Warfare, and Core with the Unleashed Power will take down Jaws.
Yeah, that was a close one. The flash away from the Shockwave will secure the warfare for them, as that could have been Ivern going down, but they do get it. But on the other side of things, there's a lot of pressure going down on the spot side. Good Boy Joe's getting a lot of damage off on that tower. They've got their first plate, and this is where the strength of Caitlyn comes through. This is what you want Caitlyn to do. Get onto that tower, keep chipping away at it, picking up plates, picking up gold, and get ready to rotate around the map. But we have to remember there's other things to worry about, because Drake has hit the rift. Both junglers now on the bot side.
Yeah, nice Lantern from Giddy Boy Joe is going to make sure that Goofy is not in range of any possible engage. It is level 6s for the 80 carries, but not for the supports. Cloak's being held on to, but no one wants to be the first to toss it. Not a Viper, nice root collar, but I'm not going to get an engage off of that, it doesn't look like.
I'm not going to get too much. Oh, where was the hook?
And manages to find Goofy. Now the Caitlyn in trouble. Husky Templar dashes forward with that Valkyrie, but a nice flash away from Goofy means that the Caitlyn will manage to stay safe for now.
For now, they do manage to get out, but Summoner's Burn, Drake is available. Just, you don't really do that much damage when you're the Vern onto this Drake. So will there be a contest? Will it even be started? It looks like both junglers stepping away from this one. They both want bot prio before they do this in full, and it has been handed over, and there it is. Corrin has also gotten that set up in mid. They're going to move over towards that Drake, and Trundle is going to unhappily walk towards that top side and go for these grubs.
Yeah, grubs for Dragon has, I think, quickly become a trade that you're favoring the Dragon in. It used to be one that was just like, yeah, you trade them back and forth, it's fine, whatever, the second grubs spawn ends up being more important. But now with only the one, as THBQ engaged on in the mid lane is just absolutely deleted. That Unleashed Power does quite a bit of damage.
And the Dapper Penguin does appear, as 50 cal Taco knows he has to give this one up. Even angrily smites his blue early, as we will see a small trade in the top side. Joss getting a little bit of damage off, and they won't actually go straight for these grubs. So replay coming through for that solo kill. Lila hits, and then immediately into hook, into stun, into ult, into death, as the setup is perfect for that mid gank. Great work coming in from the Nautilus, and great work coming in overall, as Joss wants to get a little bit aggressive here.
Has the all out with the axe shotgun, so gets plenty more stats. That W Pathmaker does plenty of damage. Gets the flip back, but I don't think he has the damage to finish on the Urgot, so just chunks him down to about a third HP and forces the recall.
Forces the recall. 50 cal Taco is also available here in the area using the Dabbing Penguin, one of my favorites. Absolutely love that one. As here comes the TP. Hypnotic Viper also in the area. No all out available for Cassante. No prio in mid. And Willie hanging around in the mid lane as well. So seems like neither team really wants to force this.
Yeah, with the wave dying, with the wave arriving for Husky, I think Giddy Boy just doesn't have the angle to try and find an engage, and now potentially he's in trouble as Husky Templar is going to force him out with the big one. Valkyrie's into the face of Goofy Boy Joe. Hook will not find its mark, just barely managing to get away from that lollipop as Goofy Boy, I think, thanking his lucky stars that the hitbox is not just that little bit bigger.
Just a little bit, but we've seen enough Nautilus hooks wrap around walls. We don't need to see that anymore, as we will see the Void Grubs now taken by Hypnotic Viper. And that will be 2 objectives over to Ice. And we saw this last game, Brady. This is the problem. We saw this last game. We saw them set up. We saw them get everything that they needed. And it was still FLS coming out on top. And has the Ivern changed your mind yet on whether it's going to be useful or not in the late?
I mean, I never said anything about Ivern not being useful in the late game. That is a champion who scales disgustingly well. And the fact that he's got a lead in this early game, it feels like a reverse of what we've seen for these past couple of games, where the scaling team has a lead, but this time it's in the hands of Iceborn. You have a Corki who's going to manage to, you know, once he gets that Triforce online, once he gets that extra Manamune fit locked up, life's going to be a lot easier as Giddy Boy wants to find an engage, gets a nice hook, and the flail away from the Valkyrie forces the flash, but he's got the shields, the headshots in! The built-over Peacemaker is going to shut down the Corki. Now will he potentially the one in trouble? A nice root collar onto 50 Power Taco. Can he manage to make something happen? The Death Star is used defensively, but the trap is there! Goofy Boy finds a double kill, a nice stun over the wall from Corn, but it does not manage to keep anybody safe.
Yeah, and looks like the Caitlyn is starting to get online. More plates taken, more damage, more kills, more shutdowns, more everything that they need to get into this one. Yun Tal completed. We're not going to be seeing that lethality, Caitlyn. We're not going to be seeing any of the first strikes come true, but it's still going to...
Corrin.
Oh no,
in trouble.
Corrin.
50 caliber, the shockwave in just to keep Corrin away from the wall. A stun comes through, but there's a no unleashed power. 50 caliber Taco again, putting on his carry pants, and suddenly, Jost again at the top side. The solo kill onto Kennedy. 4-4 Kennedy has been struggling this series, and Joss is happy to feast on this top lane. Fight's not over yet, though, as Goofy is in trouble. Standing on top of the lantern, the Ignite's there, but the barrier starts to tick. It keeps the damage away, and Goofy Boy Joe will survive that scalpel at the bottom side.
Goofy is absolutely taking liberties here with this. That was an escape that should not happen, but it is the strength of the Thresh with the lantern. Regardless of the wards that were dropped on it, they still managed to escape. And for everything Ice had done, the kill leads have swung straight back into the favor of FLS, and the goal lead is now in their favor. So objectives be damned, they've got a lot of money, a lot of plates, and now they've got more kills, and they're feeling themselves.
Yeah, this has kind of been, again, the story of the series. It has been Iceborn Black playing aggressive early game, trying to push the issue, and in game 2, we finally saw them take advantage of a good early game and make the life a lot more difficult for FLS, but once that mid game rolled around, it felt like the macro decision-making was just there for them. But now on the red side, they had counterpick, they had options, they still drafted into this early game team composition. They have decent scaling with the Ivern, they have decent scaling with the Cinder and the Corki. But the shoe is starting to drop, and FLS is starting to pick that pace back up that we've seen from them all series long.
And they're aiming to continuously bully this bot side here, as we are going to see a good... Or Goofy Boy Joe, he's even good boy now after the last fight. Goofy Boy Joe is going to work on this tower. They have 2 people waiting in the wings here, and they will get spotted out by the Ivern Bush. Great play there, great heads
nice
up
little bit
idea.
of vision. Giddy Boy Joe gets away from the hook and the stun. A nice flash to get away from that scatter the weak, but vision control now in favor of Iceborn Black as they're going to look to get ready for this Mountain Dragon startup. Willie's still walking forward, still wants to maintain this vision control. 50 caliber Taco has flash, so has an angle to get into the pit. Corn's going to spot him out, so they know he's there. Meantime, on the top side, Joss and Kennedy throttling for position, but managed out. The Caliber Taco, that ward is still in the pit. This Trundle is still a threat to steal this dragon, but now walking maybe a little bit too far is going to get caught by all that CC. Then they have the damage to finally finish off the Trundle. They'll take him and they'll shut him down, but now Joss is into the backline with that all out. He's looking for the damage on these backline carries, but he just doesn't have it. The CC's there, the redemption's there. Ivern will not let anybody die except for the Nautilus, who finally goes down, but now Goofy Boy Joe stuck on a 1v3 on the Caitlyn, has to flash away the Pulse over Beastmaker, doing plenty of damage. Corn will finally find THPQ, but Goofy Boy still putting out the damage, has to get away from the Q, but he doesn't have the summoners, doesn't have the mobility. A double kill to Corrin, and Iceborn Black maintain the dragon.
As soon as Caitlyn went into that sniper pose and put up the ult, I knew it was doomed, because you're just wasting so much time with a Nautilus standing in the way. If you just watch where the Caitlyn is when the ult goes down, if they just walked forward, if they just stuck with the team. But back to the Orianna getting bullied by Daisy. The setup is there. The knockups come through, and the Orianna not doing enough. Finally gets a good shockwave, gets 3 of them. And this point here, you see Joss on the back. Lovely little shot there, but Goofy Boy Joe, don't use the ult there. Just walk at them. Just walk at them.
Shields.
Yeah, everything is there. And
disgusting.
yeah, the flash backwards there from Goofy Boy Joe, it's great. You get the Kennedy, wonderful. If you just held your flash, done a little bit more damage and set yourself up for Corrin or for Viper, that fight could have been very different. But overall, great play from Ice. They get themselves the feat there for the objectives, as they've now completed that. They've got the boots, upgrades. Very, very well done from them in the end. But there's still a lot more to be done. That goal lead is still in FLS's favor. They're still playing better on the map in terms of getting those static goals from the plates, from farm. They're up in most lanes here. And yeah, they will pick up a rift.
The fights have started to go in favor of Iceborn Black. I think this Ira really is going to be what pushes this aggressive style over the edge, because if you make a minor mistake, if you make a positioning misplay, you have that safety of the shields, of the redemption of Daisy as well, being that extra man to support the team. Is just so much safety and utility for the team alongside that Nautilus. That life is so difficult for FLS. How do you finish off 80 kills when through the redemption, through the locket, through all the tank stats that these champions have?
LDR. Serpent's Fang. Send it.
Serpent's Fang has to come through from somebody, but the question is who? As a potential dive being set up here with the Rift Herald, Death Charge used onto Goofy Boy Joe. Teleport in as well. Corrin coming in to support. The Rift Herald charges in. It's going to get the turret, but now 50 Calorie Taco has to find his way out. Giddy finds the hook onto Husky, but it's not an engage they want to take. They're just going to use it to walk away.
Yeah, they do manage to get the charge off. They do manage to get the tower. Great work from them. Small issue here is that it's slowing down the tempo of things by not continuing with the charge, not continuing to go for it. I feel like that's FLS's favorite thing, is to slow everything down and make Ice make the plays, force them into situations. And that's where FLS have kind of like shined over the course of this game. They make them fight for an objective, they set it up correctly, and they will have Caitlyn for the future to set up those traps around these objectives.
She's
and
almost on IE too.
Yeah, but we'll really start to see that damage pump through. You're dead right, that IE will make the difference. I am cautiously optimistic we'll start to see the Orianna come through better, because they didn't go for a tier item.
Yeah, they did not end up going for Sarah's first item, which makes me very happy. The problem is Hypnotic Viper has now a 7-stack Magi's in his inventory, and I don't think he's planning on relinquishing these stacks anytime soon. Dragon spawning in just about 2 minutes' time. It's not that Mountain Dragon. That overlay bug still does exist. Thank you, Riot Games. It's the Hex Tech Soul here, as a hook is going to land not on the target they want. Willie now potentially looking for a counter engage, but not going to opt for it this time around. Just saving the health bars and the cooldowns for that dragon spawning. Thank you, observers, guaranteeing, yeah, that is a Hex Tech Dragon.
Yeah, as I'm waiting for Discord to rebuffer, because I'm in Ireland and everything hates me over here.
Yes.
So I'm missing some things, but I'm sure you'll be able to color it up for a few minutes.
I mean, I'm planning on doing that next week, as you'll have to not miss us here on the main stream covering the Vanquisher Finals as a tricast of Romeo, yourself, and me taking that one on. But that's next week. This week, we've got FLS and Iceborn Black here, and the positioning is in favor of Iceborn Black right now. They've got ward control over this Dragon Pit. They've got the Rift Scuttler as well. Items are starting to be completed. Caitlyn did recall and finish up that Infinity Edge, so she's going to be a lot stronger now. But Corki also has that Mana Mune stacked up now. He's got the full stack Mirror Mana. He has that Triforce. He's going to be very, very difficult to deal with for this FLS composition.
Yeah, it will be very, very difficult, as I am on a slight delay right now, because I have to watch from the actual stream. But thank God I'm a colour, and I just have to point out nice things. But there is a tournament. That is quite nice too. Warden's Mail also coming through. I think Xante's probably hit the stage now where they can't be hurt anymore by the Urgot. They're now just a little bit too tanky.
Yeah, the Urgot and the Corki definitely going to struggle to deal with them. And if you've got Corrin blowing a lot of their damage into the Cassante, it's not really the target you want to see them throwing their whole combo into, as Otacon is actually the target here for FLS. They're thinking about it alongside bot side wave, as they're going to give up mid lane turret for this, and priority over the Dragon Pit is they're just committing fully onto this bot side push.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to fully send it here, as the Otacon is just taking a couple of bites out of Willy. Don't have to worry about that too much.
Summoned up here. They're going to try and just kill it down, but TP in from Kennedy. They've committed to this bottom lane turret. They are going to take it eventually, but 50 caliber Taco is already under half HP. Fury on death. He's going to land, but it's not onto a target that's really going to die. Getting away Joe will go down, but so will Willy. Sports Trader for Sports. Shockwave finds two, but can they find anything else? Corn, headshot to the dome! Goofy Boy Joe is in, and now it goes Joss all out onto the backline. He's not going to end up dying just yet. The rocket barely manages to miss him. Joss now needs to walk himself out of here alongside the rest of the team. As Goofy Boy Joe hitting down the traps, making life more difficult for the members of Iceborn Black, but they really want to chase down these kills. Flashing from Kennedy, he's got that Scarab Shield, so he's a lot safer, but he doesn't have the damage. He's just shut down by the members of FLS. Now the ace of the whole Husky Templar forced to flash away. Doesn't have the Valkyrie yet, but he might be able to finish off 50 caliber before the man can finish him off. TVHBQ will get revenge for his jungler. Now the rest of the members are going to be forced to walk away, as they've got way too low health bars to try and advance the fight. Willy and Hypnotic Viper want to chase them down. Deja vu, I've been in this place before, but FLS have just got to run.
Is there ever an opportunity for a redemption kill to come through
here?
There
goes Joss. Joss probably going to fall here. The Ignite's ticking away, but the Oriana shield will keep him alive for now. And now Getting Boy Joe has respawned his back in the fight. Hook's not going to find Hypnotic Viper. Nice positioning behind the Otacon. Make sure he doesn't get hooked. What on earth was that?
What on earth was that indeed, as it's continued to be this way for a very long time for you, as we just continues to see fights and then people rejoining fights and then another person rejoins the fight. It is the curse, as we see that Drake is being started up here as well.
Picture in picture. Keep your eye on that, but this fight was, it looked like such a good start. As we're going to put that replay on pause, as we've got this fight now happening. Getting Boy Joe gets the hook in onto Willy. They just want to keep the blood going. Dragging down to 2K. The Trundle can't get in, so the smite will go over to Hypnotic Viper. That's Soul Point. Shockwave finds two. Joss gets a nice Pathmaker in for the stun. And there go the members of Iceborn Black into the hungry ball of Goofy Boy Joe. They'll get Giddy Boy and the Dragon, but they're going to be forced to run on their heels.
Forced to run, forced to stay away from this one, as Otacon will also now be started as well. But that was a really, really good fight coming through, as it just split everyone in Tennessee getting bullied time and time again, I think, here, to be honest.
Poor guy. He does not deserve all this, but unfortunately, when you find a weak point in the series, you take advantage of it, and Tennessee's just not fully on top of it today. And FLS are happy to take advantage.
Happy to take advantage. Yeah, I'm genuinely starting to think now that Corki's just not a real champion, because it should be doing so much more. Dude, I'm sorry, but like,
I will say, I think with the crit build, he'd be doing a little bit more this early on, but this is a scaling build, so once he gets that Sphere of Shodan online, he might be hitting harder. Those rockets will certainly be doing more, but how much damage is he really going to be doing into the Cassante, into the now Knight's Vowed Trundle, who's going to throw that on Caitlyn and is just going to feast off of the healing that the Caitlyn damage is going to be giving him.
I do love seeing junglers opt into these, as they are absolutely just the most OP items, and I just despise having people that don't build it for me, but that's just the ADC in me, I guess. But yeah, I am going to kind of like break it back just a little bit, because we do have that Cinder still available on the team, and that still should be finding a target to kill in these fights, and that should be the opportunity to open up. So I still have a lot to work with.
Yeah, THBQ takes a little bit of damage there. The Knights are actually used onto the Oriana there just to deny a little bit of damage. I like that, saving that for when the fight is actually going to start, as we've got a little bit of delay here. It seems like everybody's having internet problems currently. Hopefully we'll get the feedback on stream as soon as possible. There we go, we're back to it. On stream,
I think it's still working, but I can still see it thanks to I have the Observer stream, which gives me no replays and no pretty graphics, but I can still see things. So if it does happen again, don't worry, I'll still be here shouting away at the pixels on my screen. But yeah, there is still a lot to work for here for Ice. I'm not counting them out with this game. It's just these are the kind of times where you start to see FLS go, hey, we're going to win. And that's just how it's going to be. So yeah, it's just. It's worrying. It's always worrying going up against FLS, but if anyone's going to do it in this game 3 and bring us to a game 4, I think this is the one. It's an Urgot. There's a little bit of purple on Cassante's base skin. Caitlyn wears purple on her base skin. I believe in the Urgot. I believe Hennessy deserves a redemption moment, and I think it's just a 5-man or a 4-man fear after a pull-in.
Yeah, it's going to be on Iceborn Black to find those moments, because, yeah, they have the 3 dragons, yeah, they have the 3 grubs, but can they take advantage of these things? As Hook not going to find Husky Templar there. In the meantime, topside turret is going to be taken down by Corrin. Willie now looking for potential engage, finds 50 caliber, but the Lantern there just makes it so impossible to really engage on these engages.
Yeah, they really need to move fast to keep going, and that's a flash already from Viper. This is the aggression that I want from this Trundle. He may not be a volley bearer with Zillions and Tam Kenches to protect, but he's still getting in their face.
Forces the flash out of Hypnotic Viper there. So now the Ivern is going to be a lot less safe. Life is going to be a lot more difficult for him to try and manage his way in. Willie's not going to find that hook. The turret being sieged, but the Corki, the Syndra, and the Urgot do plenty of wave clear.
Oh, Willie, go. Send it. You know you want to. I can see the stutter step.
He wants to find it, but he wants to find a target that isn't 50 caliber because the Trundle is so tanky, and now he's going to be the target to get all in on. There goes Willie. The Shockwave finds 2, including Daisy. The Hypnotic Viper now in trouble as it's a nice Q3. Goofy Boy Joe now on a rampage, all out onto Hennessy, but he'll manage to survive. Not for long, though, as Goofy Boy Joe wants him dead. Headshot. Ace in the Hole is going to come through with the Husky Templar, but he's got the fairy. He'll manage to stay alive. Unleash power onto TBHQ, but he doesn't have the damage. Jaw's now trying to go in, but he doesn't have the angle to find Husky Templar. Giddy Boy Joe goes down, but if you're taking a 4-for-1, you're happy as FLS fans.
Yeah, FLS fans will be screaming right now from the rafters as that is everything they need and wanted. And look, it's getting tougher for them to engage. They're finding it harder to find the right angles. It's way too safe from the backlines. And it is... Yeah, the Shockwave was perfect. Husky Templar not getting the free fire whatsoever. Constantly stuck in the back. They throw a few rockets in, but even Goofy Boy Joe flying forward there to like do more damage and Husky Templar not being able to react to it just shows how bad the front to back is right now from the side of Ice. They just can't contain that front line from getting to where they want to go, and it's just causing Corki to have a much harder time. It was close, Observer. I do appreciate that.
Yeah, we've got a fight starting up on that picture-in-picture here. Hook landed onto 50 caliber, but it's not the target they want. Hook now onto Hennessy. Flays stops that flip back, and Hennessy is the target. He's just being bullied every game, the poor guy. Willie doesn't manage to land the hook. He's going to force to use that flash defensively. And Iceborn Black, they don't have the front line, like you said, to sustain these 5v5s, these front-to-back fights that FLS just feast on.
Yeah, and they do manage to get their first strike. Something we don't see often with FLS. We usually see them get a lot more from the macro side of things, but this time around it is just a 10-2 Caitlyn just ripping through. They're playing for the fights, and Giddy Boy Joe and 50 Cal Taco leading the charge here, while Husky Templar hiding in the enemy blue buff to get an escape from this one. As
50 caliber wants to chase him down. Ace in the Hole is going to go into the shield, so Willie will be fine, but they don't have a turret to go back to. Corrin's going to find a nice scatter. The weak will get a 3-man stun. Willie doesn't find the wall again, though, and now 50 caliber Taco is just going to start walking through. Hook lands onto the Nautilus, and there he goes again. 50 caliber Taco wants to run through. A nice 3-man stun again from Corrin, but he can't keep the team alive. Shockwave finds him and is going to force him to run. He's got the face rush, though, so he'll be able to walk out a little bit farther. He's just keeping him alive for now. And on to Goofy, and there goes the Caitlyn. He dies for it, but Corrin makes something happen for him.
Does make something happen for them. It is still tough. Husky Templar managed to get a couple of waves, though. That's always good. This is what I do as an ADC when my team's doing really badly. I just start pushing waves, being like, yeah, this is how it is. I'll get a couple of towers, I'll get more items, I'll keep my KDA, and I'll look really good. But as we do get a replay of this fight, this is the most important thing to lock in. It's a great stun. There's no follow-up available. Willie actually misses the hook on the wall, which is the worst feeling as an Nautilus. Don't worry, we've all been there, buddy. But goes down immediately. Magi is completely useless now on the Ivern. They do manage to pull in Corrin, and it's like one target after another. They're just going and going and going. Great job there from the Syndra to set that one up for themselves and kind of send it straight back. They do die straight after though, and we see the shot. It's probably the healthiest target they could have hit as we return to just a Trundle running around fucking farming at top speed. Like, it's just incredible.
Which is what he should be doing. Good for him. I'm glad he's farming. And he has been, Fitting Taco has been a real linchpin for FLS throughout the course of this series.
He's made, like, Titanic on Trundle, though.
I think the auto reset, it's Machine Gun Trundle as opposed to like Machine Gun Mundo. You get all your auto attack resets in, you do plenty of damage as Willie. This is not a bush you can face. Check, hook in. There's the pillar as well. Poor Nautilus. Activates the Aftershock, but too little, too late. Goofy Boy Joe finds another. And this game is now firmly in the hands of FLS.
Oh, that's a good
stun lands on the 50 caliber. Unleash power, but that wasn't ultimate, right? Did he take damage? I'm not seeing it.
He fully tanked that. Absolutely no issues whatsoever on Trundle there. It was... I hate it. If he was tankier, it would have been worse. Like, if he didn't have that Titanic and had like a Spirit Visage or something going. But they do see the setup straight onto the Drake. It is just disappearing. As we can see it on the Pip camera. It's gone so low. They're finally going to get there.
Viper forced to flash away. There's that Shockwave. Doesn't find any targets, but the Baron was the one they wanted, and that's the one they're going to find. Excalibur wants to try and chase someone down. He's got the pillar. Corrin finds a nice stun, and with that face rush will get himself away. Feeling safe for now, but this has just been FLS domination through and through. Tennessee has to try and jump away. Finally gets away from the hook this time around. Willie won't manage to find a hook target. And how do you manage to come back from this ice? What is your target? How can you go? Willie wants to find that depth charge. It's on to Goofy Boy Joe, but he's the target. He's so squishy. The 3-man play from Giddy. He's in there, but is this the fight they want? Husky Templar untargeted on the Corky, just pumping out the numbers. There's finally that Fear Beyond Death. Tennessee takes him down.
Yeah, finally gets something from that, and it is just finally Corky getting online. 3 items now, strong as hell, and gets all the cover they need. But it is still the carries left alive, so they didn't get those big goal totals that we wanted. And yeah, it's a miss hook here from Willie. It's a slight miss, but we do see that the setup here immediately rooted on. Joss is in a horrible position. Husky Templar gets the free fire, and although they do get Willie here, it's just a straight damage onto that Jost. Corky managed to reset, get out, back in, gets another one. Double kill setup. 50 cal Taco now separated from the team, pulled back in, and it is just... yeah, it's just really, really good fighting from Ice, but there's still a mountain to climb. They still have a 2k goal lead to climb over. They still have a lot more to get, and there's still bounties available. They want that money onto Husky Templar very quickly.
Yeah, I will say the only saving grace for FLS there, with how badly that fight went, is that your 2 carries survived. Maybe not for long, as THBQ is going to eat that Unleashed Power thanks to that Locket and the Knight's Vow. Not taking too much damage, but it's still going to be forced to recall. Dragon has spawned up, and FLS have to get back to this quickly. They do have TP on the Orianna, so she'll be back in time. But they're forced to fight this. This is Soul Dragon for Iceborn Black. If they don't take this fight, they give up Soul, and Hextech Soul with a Corky and with a Syndra is just unfightable, even when you are this far ahead. The Dragon's down to 5k, it's down to 2k, it's just gone. There's that Hextech Soul. Now FLS, can you do the impossible? Can you be the invincible? Giddy Boy Joe finds Willie. There's one down already. Hook lands. That's another. Tennessee will be the next to go. THBQ wants to chase down these members. He wants to stop the recalls. They still have a few Baron buffs left. They could look to pressure an endgame if they can manage to find a pick, but THBQ on his lonesome has to be very careful. Is going to eat that stun, and there's Husky Templar. They're going to go with the Shockwave. Will not find its mark. The cooldown not expended as they die before it goes off.
They do manage to die before it goes off, and it was a good idea. It was a Poby play, but didn't quite come off the way they wanted it to. And yeah, it's going to set themselves up now for a siege they can no longer complete. They need the Orianna for that. It's going to be a reset that Hextech is taken. And yeah, with that Baron trickling down, they won't be able to use it anymore. It all comes down to an Elder fight, and Birdie, I'm going to be honest, it's kind of looking icy.
Yeah, it's feeling a little icy now with the Hextech Soul. I think we're a lot more confident in their ability to get through these frontliners, that true damage and that slow especially. And especially now the Husky Templar actually did not opt to go for the Shojin, has swapped into crit now, has that LDR, has that IE, these autos, even with all the armor that Jost has, with that true damage, are just going to be shredding this K'Sante.
If the K'Sante doesn't go all out and just eviscerate a Corki off a wall
yeah, but
somewhere.
We're making assumptions here that he's managed to stay safe, which he has done throughout most of this mid and late game. He's being very consistently safe in these fights. Willie, on the other hand, has been a target many times over. A nice little buffer there to get away from the flay. Built over Peacemaker not finding his mark, but there's the rocket damage. Yeah, that's a level 17 Corki. He kind of hurts, huh?
Yeah, it kind of hurts just a little bit. The more levels Corki gets, it's always been the same. He always does more damage. His scaling is incredible. But there's also still a Caitlyn. There's also still a Caitlyn. Caitlyn always terrifies me. So I'm still cautiously optimistic that there's a opportunity there for FLS to just trio this.
It's a 13-3 Caitlyn. You kind of have to always be on the lookout of like, hey, if a headshot lands on Husky Templar, he could just be dead, even with the boots. He could just be gone.
Yeah, it's just one single shot straight into the side of that airplane, and that thing's just going straight down. Like a second Corki is going to hit the floor.
Oh my god! Say that.
It's just going to be great. I'm European. That is my answer to that. But yeah, like it is. If Husky Templar goes down, you have a Syndra that's good at killing one thing, one target, and it is just unnecessary to put Husky Templar in a bad position here.
Yeah, I mean, getting this Corki into a bad spot is really difficult in this game because they have so much protection, so much utility, so much safety with that Iron. Yeah, he sold the Magi's, but he's got Dawn Core Redemption Moonstone. There's no Serpent's Fang available as Goofy Boy Joe is looking for what I think is going to be Bloodthirster last item here. Who stops the Iron from keeping the whole team alive?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, okay, Iron can keep a whole team alive, but for how long? For how long can they do it? Because the rotation of spells will stop if enough CC goes down. A bad pillar, a shockwave. It's look. I don't like Ivern. I don't.
Does anybody like playing against Ivern? Like truly, he warps the game.
Recently, that thing eviscerated me because Daisy makes it a 1v2, and it's incredibly hard to play. But they found it. They found them.
They might have found it. Hypnotic Viper has to flash away. Giddy Boy Joe doesn't get the hook over the wall. They're going to get the Krug steal, but I don't think it's exactly the objective they were hoping for. You've got play on the bottom side as well, but the Baron is up, and Jost has full control over this bottom lane. TP's available for both top laners. It's just going to be a matter of who makes it there first.
What is Jost going to be all
onto Jost. He's doing a little bit of damage to Kennedy, I think. Just a small amount. But that's kind of how the tanks go. 50 caliber Taco has a great flank angle here. The pillar's there. Hypnotic Viper is gone. Goofy Boy Joe with the headshot goes on a rampage. A little yellow star action from Giddy Boy Joe. But I think the rest of the team is strong enough that it won't really matter. He'll die to Korn. But Goofy Boy Joe has the damage down. The Unleashed Power eaten by the barrier, eaten by the Knight's Vow. Goofy Boy Joe is not taking damage, but Husky Templar is. The flip in the Fury on Death just doesn't have enough. A double kill for THBQ. They'll finally eat the Trundle for dinner, but you've eaten your dinner, but there's nobody left to serve the rest of the plates.
Yeah, Kennedy manages to get something out of this one, but what did it get off the back of this one? The Drake isn't up for a minute. They won't be able to push because they don't have waves. They have
delays a lot of time
available. It is a lot of time, but the respawn timers actually match up decently well to get them back onto the Rift in time. Baron, yes.
If Donald Viper's up in 5, this is a dangerous call.
It is, but I want to see what happened here because Ivern just got, oh my god, that was one headshot.
It was a great flank from 50 cal and a great headshot from Goofy.
Like my Valorant games. Get one tap coming around a corner, but yeah, we do see the yellow star coming through from Giddy Boy Joe, but buys enough time and space as the combo that came through here from Caitlyn was absolutely beautiful. The protection from Lila onto the Caitlyn as well to stop the Syndra kill. Brilliant stuff. Double kill then for the Orianna, and they chase down this very angry Crab as Crab Rave plays through the ears of Kennedy as they get shot down in the street like most Argots do. But yeah, just lack of minion waves and lack of kind of like side wave control there overall was all that was needed for them not to get an inhib. Hypnotic Viper, don't die again, please.
He's got to be careful. The Ace in the Hole is going to eat through that shield, but still fairly tanky. Those support items do provide quite a bit of health, but Willie's the first to fall. The Caliber Taco still looking for a potential flank angle. Giddy Boy Joe has to be careful. That Syndra does quite a bit of damage, and you are just a squishy thrash. The pillar again is going to force Hypnotic Viper into an uncomfortable position, and THBQ is happy to take advantage. Down goes the Iron. The Nautilus already fallen. The Caliber Taco wants to chase, but that's a very tanky Urgot, and you've already lost your ultimate. So everyone else is going to be walk away, but that's 2 free kills for FLS, and they're looking to bring the Elder Dragon.
Yeah, who needs Soul when you have Elder? And Caitlyn, I genuinely think could one-shot with Elder. They could just take a whole body in one go. Like a whole body, but it looks like there's not even going to be an attempt at a poke or anything to go through. And yeah, this is Elder. This is it. This is everything they need to finish this game. 40 minutes is a long time for a Vanquisher game, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, this one was definitely a lot slower. Iceborn had control of that mid game for a lot longer, but as FLS have done, they have just continued to pressure and find these weak points like Hennessy up here on the top side. There's that headshot. Hennessy loses about half his HP from that one. Won't burn thanks to that Sterax shield. The slow maybe does enough, but they may have overextended. Unstoppable in from Joss, but they found Good Boy Joe. The revive there on the GA will get him back up, but can he stay alive now as the members will finally take him down from downtown? Fear beyond death. And with the Elder, they have managed to lose the fight. They overextend, and Iceborn Black stay alive.
Stay alive. They're still here. They're pinging for a straight down mid run with 50-second and 40-second timers. That is maybe enough. I think they have it. I think they might be able to straight finish this one, but what exactly went wrong here? 50 cal taco going aggressive as always, straight on to Hennessy. Decent damage, doesn't manage to finish it. The Sterax shields come through, both tanky units stay away, and then
why are we diving this hard? I know we have Elder, but
oh yeah, this is just, look at that shot. It's so clean from the Urgot. That little bit of purple shining is all Urgot needs to land those. And yeah, 50 cal taco now standing between four members.
The respawn timers are too long. The game is just over. That's going to be Iceborn Black taking us to game 4.
I did not see that happening. I did not see a game 4. That is... It's more that Ivern won a game that annoys me more than anything else. But I'm glad to see Iceborn Black actually pull one back.
Yeah, I think it was a good draft from Iceborn Black, but I also think it was a massive throw from FLS. They had the game there. They had a potential victory, and they opted into diving Nexus turrets and dying, letting Corrin hit a nice 3-man stun, and Husky Templar pumping out the damage. Not the most on the team, but certainly a lot more that mattered, I think, throughout the team fights.
Joe, I'm going to say, I think Corrin only has most damage because they continuously fired ult whenever it was off cooldown. They just were throwing it.
Yeah, again, I think the damage that mattered and the damage that had impact in the game, a lot of it came from Husky Templar on this Corki, a pick that, I'll be real, I was a little iffy on, and I think you were also a little concerned about, but a bad macro decision from FLS to try and look for a dive and an end there means that we're going to game 4. And I will say, before this series started, I said this to my co-caster and I said this to my producers, I believe this series will either be 3-0 or 3-2. And it's looking like if Iceborn can take the momentum in this game and push forward, it could be a 3-2.
It could be a 3-2, but how deep do the madness pools go? Because we've seen an Ivern now, okay? We've seen an Ivern. We still have quite a few ADCs that are high prio, like the Tristanas, Varuses, things like that, are still available and haven't been used. Are they going to start dropping bans now to get those? Like, that's where my thought process is going. Mid laners, we've seen Orianna, we've seen Syndra, we've seen Talia, we've seen Azir. So a lot of those are also gone. We're going to start maybe going towards more
Auroras, Aries. You have mages left, but they are definitely lower in the tier list. Galio's, maybe some tanks, maybe a set mid pops up here and there. Shout outs to Revnon with that set bottom lane, but we're going to have to see how that goes as we jump into the draft for game number 4. We'll be back on the other side of this break. When we get you there, we'll see you then. Welcome back, everybody. We're here for, I think, after the first 2 games, a kind of unexpected game number 4.
Forever. I'm never leaving. I'm stuck here in this forever taking Elder Drake and lose hellhole.
FLS had the game in their hands. They had the win. They were at the Nexus with the Elder Dragon, and they dove and they lost. So now we're here in game number 4, and we have to start thinking about, okay, is that momentum enough for Ice to start winning? Or is FLS just going to say, nah, that game was for fun. Series is over now?
It's hard to say. It's one of those situations where you go, we threw that, but we know we could have won there and we could have done better. For FLS, they've lost 3 games total over the course of this entire split. So I don't think they're worried. And I think maybe they might use this as a little bit of better practice, and they'll be able to tune into this and listen to me and Briddy explain the game and how to play it and how to not do that. And they'll go, yeah.
Because we are so knowledgeable, you and I.
Yeah, we'll learn things. But no, overall, I think it's really, really good from them. I am looking forward to seeing what the draft is going to be. I'm going to have to take up the op.ggs again. Because I did say that one of the ADCs that was left was Twitch. And out of all the ADCs that are left, I think it's actually not that bad of a choice if they can take up one of the premier junglers, which we haven't seen, which is Jhin or Wukong, which for a game 4 is absolutely bonkers to me.
Nocturne getting banned. Rumble is also still open, but Varus is going to be taken away in this first round. So do Ice ever just first pick Rumble?
I want to see the Shen.
I mean, Tennessee likes playing carries. I wouldn't be shocked if they just said, hey, we're picking Rumble. No, they're going to opt for that high priority jungler in that Xin Zhao, but Wukong is unbanned, so they can counterpick it with the Wukong and then get the Rumble for themselves, which I would argue has been one of the strongest champions that we've seen in quite some time, even after nerfs.
There's the Wukong. Yeah, so that's the match right there. That's perfectly fine. I'm wondering if it's going to be like Sivir, maybe? Sivir's probably still top tier alongside Braum, right?
Yeah, we were thinking between the drafts here, we were considering potential of like a Lucian Braum for the Ice bottom lane, since Husky Templar has looked so good on these caster 80 carries. Something like an Ezreal as well, options available for them, but they're going to opt for the Twitch instead into this Sivir.
I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to flame. If they don't do what I want them to do, I'm going to flame. I swear to God, I'm going to lose my mind. This is really good in the Sivir though, because Sivir doesn't really have anything she can block from Twitch. So
you block the expunge or you die.
Yeah, I'm kind of like really sad now because Lulu's just sitting there, just begging to be picked. It would be
so good, but Braum is too good into the Twitch. You have to have that Unbreakable for the spray and pray. I'm surprised that Ice did opt for the Rakan as a sort of like pseudo engage option here instead of going for something like a Lulu, even a Yumi, as much as I would have hated it, just to like empower your Twitch more. As Husky Templar has been really good when he's been allowed to play the game. We just haven't really seen him allowed to be played for most of this series.
He has a better front line now, though, with the Xin Zhao.
With the Xin and with the Rakan, it should be enough CC in front line. Maybe you want if there was ever a time that Iceborn Black were going to take a tank in the top lane, something like a Malphite, I think this would be the game to do it, as they're going to actually ban away the Malphite instead. Sorry, I was wrong. My bad.
Yeah, this is dangerously encroaching Singe territory. Because we've been talking about it a lot, and that it is one of the most played. Oh, so we took the Shen. Does that mean he's actually
pick? I mean, Singe is pretty good into Shen because Shen struggles with wave clear until he gets his Hydra item, and you can just sort of proxy underneath his towers.
He's screaming for it. I know he is. Yeah, he's gonna.
There he is. The Singe is gonna be here in game number 4. This is a Tennessee special, and I think we're worried about this, because Tennessee has been struggling this series, but this is one of their comfort champions. So if there's ever a time for them to recover and to jump back and to bounce back, especially after having that great ulti to finish off game number 3, this was going to be it.
Yeah, I like the Silas, actually. That's okay. I don't mind it, because you take the Victor ult, the Xin Zhao ult, or the Rakan
Victor ulting. I mean, Singed ulti is also not even terrible. You just get a bundle of stats for a long time. It's not even terrible. The only one I don't like is the Twitch ult. I think that one is objectively just like, it doesn't do enough.
It's one of those ults that doesn't work for Silas, because it just feels wrong when you're now ranged.
Yeah.
And you just mess it up every single time. So,
it's for FLS. It's another kind of protect the puppy composition. You have the Sivir, who once she gets items and is online, she'll be very strong. And you also have a Braum and a Shen to protect her. Even like Sylas and Wukong can do enough, especially if Sylas can take the Rakan ulti, can take the Xin Zhao ulti, and just play that front line. But then you also have the Wukong on 50 Cal Taco, and he's been shown that he can carry games.
Yes, but the thing I'm worried about is we saw THBQ Layla play Sylas previously in the quarterfinals, and it was a game where Sylas split both carries away from the rest of the team, soloed them both after getting first blood, and it was one of those fights where it completely changed the way the game played, and it was catastrophic. The Sylas just took over, and it was a very, very quick game.
So what I'm hearing is the Sylas is the carry, not the Wukong or the Sivir. I gotcha.
I think Sylas has the opportunity to carry. I've seen it before. So yes,
I think these are characters that are hard to isolate though. Like Twitch should always be roaming with his team, and so should Victor. These are not champions that are like off side laning alone very often. They're very team fight heavy champions.
No, Sylas was very team fight heavy and winning. It was very, very scary. It was exciting, but very, very scary. So yeah, I'm a little bit worried for Ice. I would like to see a game 5 just to see how deep the pools go. Because we're already seeing Singe and Iverns, and we're finally seeing Xin Zhao Wukong and Twitch and all these other things.
Somehow in game 4, we see Xin Zhao Wukong.
Yeah.
I will say, just to give an update on the scores for the games in case anyone is concerned about the other side of the bracket in Vanquisher here. SebX and PTH are in game number 4. They're 2-1 right now. There are players who are doing their POV streams, but we do hope you'll stay with us for what should be, at the very least, an entertaining game number 4 here. Because if Ice wins this, I think we start to get worried for FLS, and it's also a lot of information about draft strategies and plans and champion comforts given away by FLS.
Yeah, and also I do want to give a quick shout out to Auntie, who was just told me that you can stop Shen's ult with the W, with the grounded.
I mean, yeah, it's grounded. That makes sense.
I'm hoping it isn't one of those buggy spaghetti code riot moments where it doesn't work like that, and we've all been. It
should cancel it, but it doesn't. Yeah. We got the level 2 here from Kennedy, but those empowered blades do quite a bit of damage. The Shen does need to be careful, and this is what I was talking about in draft. Shen has no wave clear early on in the game, so Kennedy's just going to keep this wave directly underneath Joss' tower.
Hopes too, because one taunt with a 4th Q, the Shen tech, the one skillful thing Shen can do, could change that very, very quickly. But as we go towards the spot side, we do see that the classic Sivir push-in has been activated. They are just going to try and keep them under tower, which does mean that, like, for opposite sides of the map, there's dive ability. So Xin Zhao has the ability to dive top, while Wukong has the ability to dive bot.
But they're both happening.
Mid lane is just going to be another shove for blue side. Ice will be able to keep that one in on Sylas. So Wukong really only has bot lane as a priority lane, right?
Mm-hmm. And I think for Taco, you're almost kind of okay with that. You want your Sivir to be ahead, and it's also a space where you can start to get ahead. You know that your Shen is going to be under tower in top side. You know that he's going to be, sitting and farming until he's got his Hydra items, and then he's feeling a lot better. And you know that Sivir wants to scale up and get her items, so maybe this is a game where 50 Cal Taco can play 100% greed and just say, hey, if I come to gank your lane, I'm coming for kills, as Kennedy in trouble. A nice little flip over the shoulder to keep Jost away, but you have to worry about Shen's early game damage. He can take some very aggressive trades.
He can, and there's going to be no solo bolo in the top side for now. We've definitely seen that happen before. But for the moment, it is all safe. And yeah, just going to return to lane. Finally gets his starting item, went for the Dark Seal start instead of the Doran's Ring. Wanted to be a little bit more aggressive, I think, Kennedy, but this is where Kennedy should shine. This is Kennedy's bread and butter.
Mm-hmm. I also want to point out the unsealed spellbook on Kennedy on this Singe, so you have the benefit of both TP and Flash and Ghost, as well as any other things like Ignite or Exhaust if you want to play aggressive in a 1v1 or a 2v2. I think unsealed spellbook is really good, and I'm glad it's finally starting to see play, and it's finally like an objectively good pick for people to take. It just allows for so much like creativity and utility and like customizability in your game plan.
I miss Kleptomancy.
I don't. That was so toxic. Oh my god.
I loved it. Absolutely
I mean,
loved
of course you would. You're toxic.
Yeah, but some things have to be done. There always has to be one. Okay, I'm gonna have to go.
Somebody has to do it, and I guess you'll take that responsibility.
Really toxic to take my place in the future. Like it just has to be done. But Hennessy once again trading heavily. 50 cal tacos now in the area. Flashes are available for both.
Yeah, he's slowed down. He's popped his potions, but he should just be dead here. It's just going to be a matter of how much time can you stall, and can you manage to maybe get a flash away? 50 caliber taco dashes in, though. One more auto attack. It's Jost, actually, that steals the first blood there.
That's not a steal. Shen deserves it. Shen's a good egg.
I don't disagree, but I think FLS would really rather that gold be on the Wukong.
No. 100%. Shen carry. Shen will carry this one. Jost is fed up with just winning top lane and not being considered a carry. He's going to carry this one.
Well, that extra gold income will get him closer to his Hydra, which means his laning phase will be a lot more comfortable. As Viper, I think is at the very least spotted out here. Yeah, they're going to see him on that Gromp, and Willie's a little bit far forward, but he's playing Rakan, so he's going to be safe. Taco and THBQ rotating over, but THBQ is a little low. I think they're just going to protect the Gromp, and everybody will walk away.
Yeah, it looks like everyone will walk away unscathed for the moment. That Gromp getting a whack off of the opposite jungler is going to remember that one as trying their hardest to stop this Twitch.
I respect that. That's Hylissang energy right there. Do whatever it takes to cancel that recall. You go, Giddy Boy Joe.
Yeah, I absolutely love when supports do that for me, and especially because Husky Templar even done the cheeky Twitch invisible recall, like showing a little bit of mechanics there. No,
it does not matter. Giddy Boy Joe will walk forward and he will cancel your recall.
Like he's carrying a door, he does not care.
I respect the hell out of players who make decisions like that. That's always great.
Yeah, but I have to say, like overall, like I think everyone in this game has had like moments of pure brilliance. Kind of see a little bit less. He's got a couple of good Urgot ones and has been getting bullied quite a lot. But this is Kennesy's game to show us. So I'm really glad we're getting to see the singe.
He's going full proxy. He's between the towers. He's bouncing it up over here. And he's just gonna. This is what you can do to take advantage of a Shen before he has wave clear. THPQ in trouble in the mid lane. Already burned that Crescent Guard. Stolen ultimate. It's actually gonna allow him to get out here. Giddy Boy Joe in the area, but spotted out by Willie, and I don't think they want to take this 3v2. They just want 50 cal to finish off that dragon.
Yeah, get themselves dragon, get themselves on the board, get themselves rolling. Like we've seen Ice do so well in the past. FLS done it in game 1, game 2, and 3 was very Ice.
Positioning aggressive here, has to flash away. When becomes lane is going to land, has the dash away. Son of Duck not landing the stun. Stun from that gravity well will land onto 50 cal though, and keep Willie safe at the very least. Some very aggressive Silas positioning.
Yeah, a lot of damage traded back onto the Victor, who's now went for that plant, wants to stay safe because they don't have TP and they don't want to give up the opportunity for Silas to take some of that. So it's a little bit scary for them. But yeah, they have no flash. They should maybe just give this one up. I know they've got that Catalyst of Eons ready to go, but
it's double Catalyst. We're seeing double Roa in the mid lane. Nobody's going to do anything here.
I think it does work better on Silas, though, because of that inept healing that's just built into the kit, right?
It's going to be better for the mana sustain, which is better for the heal sustain, because you're taking more damage. And for Corn, yeah, the scaling stats later in the game will be good, but the Catalyst itself, I agree, better for Silas in the early game. As Grubs are started up here, 50 caliber Taco's in the area, and so is THPQ, who has just stolen that quickness. Hypnotic Viper now potentially in trouble. He'll get that second Grub, so they'll get the feet. But now can they take the fight after? Hypnotic Viper's in trouble, and he's just deleted. THPQ will take that with the Kingslayer. Corn now potentially in trouble. What a great gravity well. Gets that 3-man stun. Is it enough, though? Dashes in. Everybody gets in. The Braum passive procs, and THPQ finds another FLS screaming ahead in the early game.
Just respect the flash. just use it, Corn. That's going to be the first feat now completed for FLS and put themselves on the board for a great start with a 2-0 Silas. That is a nightmare scenario.
It's one of those guys you want kills on. That's pretty good.
Like Silas is like a Yone or a Yasuo, so you see a couple of kills on him, and everyone's just drops. The morale just drops. Just nah, not Silas. It's so hard to kill later on, and takes the Rakan ult, sets it up perfectly into the Wukong ult, and Hypnotic Viper, you can Crescent Guard all you want. There's no guarding the damage from a melee Silas, and it is going to beat the living crap out of you. As Corrin could have just flashed right there, could have stayed away from that Braum Q and set themselves up to survive that one, but no, it will be Silas 2-0, Husky Templar now. holding these waves, holding this cannon, taking their time, playing as Twitch should play, nice and relaxed. But they're going to step forward just a little bit, try and annoy the Sivir, drop some of those stacks. They have got that BF sword, but what an annoying champion.
Yeah, I mean, for Sivir, you can just really play it super safe, but that's kind of what Makan does as well. So, there's Nocturne, there's Sivir. I'm trying to think about other actual spell shields in the game. There's Morgana spell shields, which is what all of them are actually named after. There's Banshee's Veil as an item, technically,
and
along with Edge and Knight.
Yeah.
But spell shield is not a very common
wall,
thing in the game.
Yasuo wall.
Yeah, there's Samira, Yasuo, Braum for the projectile destructions. Mel Reflect as well.
Yeah, there's a few of them out there. There's definitely a few of them. I just remember when the first kind of like when Morgana spell, she was like, "This is broken. I hope no one else gets this." And then it's like Sivir got it, and it's like, "Oh, here we go again." And then it just kept getting worse.
Yasuo Windwall came out. Oh man, the community went crazy as Chaos, Arcane Storm. Sorry, that name did get changed. Are going to be traded here in the mid lane, but for THBQ, I think it's just a little bit of extra damage pressure as the picture-in-picture of Kedisi with now Smite on that unsealed spellbook. Just counter jungling on the Singed. You'll love to see it.
Yeah, it does manage to get it as well. Ancestors over the next wave, as we do see Jost on the other side also proxy farming in the. So
this is peak top lane League of Legends. You may not like it, but this is how top lane was meant to be played.
Yeah, we went from islands to neighboring islands as they've just completely split, and a minion has not entered past those towers in quite a while. As we're finally going to see them hit the tower, and they're going to pass their second fortification. But Husky Templar. This is the one you can fight. This is definitely one you can fight. Go for it.
In a little bit of trouble. Gets a Boomerang Blade back, and now Husky Templar now potentially the one actually in trouble, as he's going to eat quite a bit of damage back from those bouncing boomerangs. Yeah, Spell Shield was used, and that means Willie is happy to just come in with the quickness. Only gets Giddy Boy Joe. Finally gets the charm, and there's that exhaust out as well. Giddy Boy Joe expanded that flash. Now Giddy Boy needs to find his way out. Stand behind him, but Husky Templar expunges him. Stinky, stinky Twitch sends him to the grave.
Yeah, and that's what we want. We want to scale Twitch. I love seeing Twitches in the late game. Going for that Yun Tal build. And going to be setting themselves up nicely for this one as well. He does escape from 50 Cal Taco, has made a visit to the bot side. Is now going to be spotting out the Xin Zhao. This Drake is important for both sides because both teams like to move. And there is a Madagascar joke in there, but I'm not going to go for it. Both teams like speed. They like being able to get around the map and that little bit of extra out of combat movement. Team is the cannon -1. Good boy, no longer good
it's
boy.
Over. It's over. It's doomed.
Yeah.
It looks like the top laners are going to go back to proxy farming, and with the Titanic Hydra now completed for Joss, I think he actually clears the waves faster than Kedisi does, if only just.
He just as Drake is started here. Wukong, it is on a ward, and I don't think. You don't see the spellbook is there, but it's not.
Willie does have spellbook, but it's the 600 smite because they nerfed it. It's now 600, 600, 900 instead of 6912. As THPQ just backing off for now. Once that stolen recon ulti, he's just going to end up using that one.
Yeah. Quickness available to the Silas. I don't think that's still the best option you can really go for, but they might be able to find something with it as Good Boy Joe is now hanging around that mid lane more and is just leaving Sivir to survive this bot lane.
Yeah, and I think Goofy's fine with that. Sivir's happy to just scale, but this is a dangerous spot. Pops that on the hunt. Spell shields the knockup, but the charm is still going to land. Husky Templar holding onto that spray and pray. Shen ulti in as well. They want blood. The Glacial Fissure is going to miss, though. Jost doesn't manage to get in. They're going to force the grand entrance out of Willie, but they just get the ghost out of Husky Templar, and that's really it.
Pushes out the bot lane for now. They do manage to get the knock up onto Boy Joe. They are in the area, but like, is it worth fighting over this
50
right now?
Recalled as well. There's a possibility. Now they know that 50 Cal is not in the area, and Goofy and Giddy are forced to just quickly scamper back, but maybe not going too far back, as now the Spray and Pray is active. Spell shields the knockup, has the barrier, but Husky Templar has the range. Rat-a-tat-tat takes him down. Giddy now the one in trouble, but maybe you're able to turn it around with 50 cal and THPQ in the area. The clone gets knocked over the wall, but 50 cal Taco with a great positioning away from that Crescent Guard. Hypnotic Viper will manage to trade one back, but he loses his 80 carry in the exchange.
Yeah, and it's another pickup for the Silas, and they're going to be now 3-0, scaling one stack faster on the Rod of Ages. Is going to go back and set themselves up really nicely here, and they should be able to get this bot tower as well, which will complete their feats, as they were the first one to get to 3 kills. So they get the boots upgrade, and that has been a signifier for who's going to win, I believe, so far.
I think so. I'm trying to remember game 3 if I actually managed to get the boot upgrades. It feels like that game was such a fever dream. I barely even remember seeing the upgraded boots. I think they were on I think they were on Ice because Ice was on red side.
Yeah,
I think they were. Look, that game was absolutely a fever dream. As Joss is going to get a taunt in onto Kennedy, but he has to lose the flash, as that seems just very scary. Grounded and ignited. Kennedy really wants to chase him down with that Nimbus cloak, but unfortunately can't get close enough. Oh, Spray and Pray again. Goofy boy does not have the spell shield this time around. Great positioning from Willie and Husky Templar. And Twitch Recon, we were worried about it in the draft, but this is some old Bang & Wolf special. The invisibility to give Recon that engage angle makes life very difficult for Sivir.
Is Recon that old?
I think he is, because they was in the... Recon was there for the Faker Shockwave. Smite in! Oh! 50 cal Taco steals the Rift Arrow. They're not going to be able to get the eye unless THBQ is going to be able to rotate down and pick that up. Taco will give his life and the shutdown, but will secure the Rift Arrow for the squad.
Every week.
I'm looking over at my co-caster's camera, and he's in shambles. He's ruined.
Every week there's steals that just shouldn't be. It just walks up and smites it and goes, thanks, bro. And then the Silas walks around the back and just picks up the eye. It's just... I don't know. It's just criminal activity.
You could be happy. There's a Fed Twitch in this game. He's got 3 kills.
There's a Fed Twitch, but it's like... I also play quite a lot of jungle, and that just hurts my feelings. It hurts. Like, you're a Jin Zhao, you set it up for W smite, like, it's just all you have to do. Oh, here we go.
HPQ throws all his spells, clears the wave out, then throws the Arcane Storm as well, and Corrin's just going to walk away very quickly from it. Yeah, that's a Silas combo, all right. Should it be Arcane when it's fully stacked and Chaos when it's normal? You know what? I like that. You should go into game design.
Well, I'm trying. I'm attempting.
Well, now I'm seeing why.
Yeah, but this is peak Iceborn gameplay, Smokey. Yeah, I completely agree, as Ice are looking like a new version of themselves in the last game, especially holding out against Elder, winning the fights, getting Soul. It was really good, but FLS, this kind of style of taking macro sides and pushing them around the map, that's what they're good at, and they've already started off quite well. They're now TPing to mid, setting themselves up again, and 50 cal Taco's going to find the jungler.
Yeah, he's going to smite away the bigger after the Caliber, just torturing Viper with these smites now. Looking for a little bit more on this engage, feeling confident to just walk forward with the team behind him. Rift Herald pops now to try and get advantage of the wave in the mid lane, but it's a little early. Husky Templar with a good angle is going to force THBQ to dash back. Herald charges, but only for a little bit of damage. It doesn't end up getting much else. And now suddenly Iceborn have control of this mid lane. The Caliber Taco trying to get on top of Kennedy. He's popped that Cyclone. He really wants to get the Singe, but he has the flash over the wall, and that's both uses of Cyclone taken out for just the Singe flash.
But keep Singed away from the Drake for now. There's going to be no clouds surrounding that, as it is Mountain once again we are seeing here. And Mountain, I think, is a massive one for the side of FLS.
It's so good for both teams here. Singe getting tankier, Rakan getting tankier, even Xin and the Victor also being tankier, as Jost has a potential flank angle here. They're going to spot THBQ, but a little bit too late. He's got that quickness on him, and they've got the same United Shield as well. Looking onto the back line, Goofy Boy Joe is going to tank up a lot of that Arcane Storm. The laser comes through, but it doesn't do enough damage. Now in the back line, suddenly THBQ is just shredding the team apart. Husky Templar falls, and there goes the damage for Iceborn. Corrin is trying to do damage, but the row of Victor just doesn't do enough at this stage in the game. THBQ THBQ, though, happily just spamming these spells away, healing up, doing plenty of damage. Just pretty low, and so is Kennedy, so the top laners won't be able to ride too much in this fight. Maybe a loose taunt, maybe a flip here or there, but THBQ is just going to be forced to walk away, and the fight is even at best, as there goes THBQ. He blows up Kennedy, but it looks like he's making his life for it. Nice flash away from that gravity well, but Corrin's going to flash forward, pick himself up 1,000 gold, and shut down.
Shen's TP mind control?
That TP sucked.
From mid tower.
Wait, does he die to Corrin here? No. Goofy's in the area. He can't just die. The dragon will go over to FLS, and that will set them to soul point. And it feels like this is one of the few times where they've actually been in control of the dragon pits for the early stages of the game.
Yeah, they did manage to set themselves up nicely for that one, but it's just this fight was so messy. When did the Shen ult come through is what I want to see. It was straight on
very early
to Silas. There was no buffer whatsoever for when he started taking damage. It was just straight in, go for a Husky Templar, taunted, exhausted, and the Braum Q connects. They start to stun combos as Goofy Boy Joe barely survives, but once you see the Twitch go down, everyone starts to walk away. It just, everyone feels like that one is done and dusted. But I think staying in the mid lane here was a big mistake. I think they should have just immediately turned onto the Drake as a team, not risked it. I know Layla, it just feels like they can immediately jump on and get everything. Like, yeah, it's aggressive, but you know what? It's game 4. Why not?
I mean, again, I feel like FLS, after they won games 1 and 2, they were like, yeah, we'll have a little bit of fun with it. We'll play around with our food. Why not? But Iceborn are a team that can take advantage of you taking the game not so seriously, of being a little bit silly goofy here and there. And players like THBQ and 50 Cal, we've seen it take advantage. You mentioned earlier in the draft that you've seen this Silas from THBQ before. You know that he can play it well, and we're seeing it again here in this game.
Yeah, we are. And FLS now, third Drake. They've got Rift Herald, they've gotten one Grub. They're controlling most of it. The Grubs were taken very quickly, but Atakan is available, and that's what both teams will be looking for next in trying to set themselves up for a victory. It's...
There's still shutdown gold to be grabbed for Iceborn Black. You have 400 gold on that Shen. He has not managed to die yet this game, and he's been playing very well. It's just a matter of who's going to grab that first. Dragon spawning in 3 minutes' time. The Otacon is up, so eyes on this bottom side river. You can see both these teams trying to jockey for position, trying to just get that ward coverage.
Yeah, it's... I'm genuinely wondering who wins a team fight here, because like Singed is such an outlier that you never know what could happen. But we do have Jost up on that top side, still pushing away, has that Stand United available. We do see 2 members from the side of Ice heading up towards that top side. They do have vision on Jin's outside. They know that Jin is not anywhere on this side of the map as Jost. I mean, if he gets collapsed on up here, that Otacon will disappear, but Corrin can just take him in the 1v1. He's got the Leander's finish, Jost. You have to be careful taking this fight. Gets away from the gravity well again. Really nice positioning on that taunt as well, and because they extended Hypnotic Viper up there, that means the Otacon started up, and this jungler is way too far away to get in range for a steal. Willie's their only hope. He's got the Unsealed Spellbook, but he's not on Smite right now. I don't think he has the option, and that Otacon's just going to disappear. Yeah, and it's back to that just controlled game. Oh,
quickness, they want in, flash in from Willie. He's got the engage on the backline, the Cyclone in, but THBQ has the counter engage, and there goes Husky Templar. They'll manage to find the Simmer, but it looks like that might be all they find, as the Arcane Storm not doing it up. A double kill again for THBQ. Kennedy wants to find Giddy Boy Joe. The burn ticking away, but it can't do enough damage. A triple kill to THBQ. 50 cal finds Hypnotic Viper on the rotate. And Seder, this one's feeling like an FLS victory.
Feeling like it's not over yet. There's still a lot more to be done, but it is a massive, massive swing, a massive bounty of gold picked up as Atakan taken, Corrin arriving just a fraction too late to really get into the mess of this one. And yeah, the Chaos Storm goes down. They're on to Good Boy Joe. And it's good, but they don't have the upgrades yet. They're not a fully stacked Victor, so we don't see it get bigger. We don't see it start to take over the parts of the river we want to. And yeah, Kennedy does a lot there and very close to taking out the Braum, and they know it too, but yeah, don't quite get it. The rest of the team cleans up the fight, and it's just... It's an unfortunate one for Ice. It's all close, but it's all mismanaging timings on where you are on the map.
So close and no cigar really does feel like the story of this series for Ice. And yeah, they did manage to find that victory in Game 3, but it was off of that massive throw from FLS. The rest of this has been FLS just taking advantage of mistakes, and Hypnotic Viper trying to do his own red buff. Maybe that's the mistake they can punish this time around. He's forced to flash over the wall just to survive. And his own jungle is not even his anymore.
Flashing out of your own jungle is the worst feeling you could ever have as a jungler. Just completely breaks them down.
And he doesn't have flash now for Dragon. Dragon's up, and it's just going to be taken by FLS. There's no contest. This is going to be Mountain Soul for the Shen, for the Wukong, for the Silas. Do these guys ever die if they get Mountain Soul?
Even Braum.
Oh, yeah, even Braum, not even considering him. He's not super tanky, but, you know, unbreakable.
Now he is.
Yeah, now he will be. That's 2 Mountain Dragons stacked up. That is a perfect Dragon stack for FLS. They didn't manage to get the grubs, but other than that, they have not allowed Iceborn Black anything. All their towers are still up. They didn't get the Herald. They have not gotten any dragons. They have a few kills, but the kills have not netted Iceborn anything in this game.
Yeah, and now Baron looks like it wants to be set up for on the side of FLS. They're wanting to take this one nice and quick. Finish this game off. Maybe an under 30 minute. We might get a really quick game after the last mess that we were through, but
it would be nice for the production staff as THPQ wants to go, and they burn me on the hunt, but they don't actually end up netting any summoner spells. 50 caliber looking for a potential flank angle, has that Cyclone, it's on to Corrin, but you're 1v4, my friend, you gotta be careful. There's that quickness in, and they that 50 caliber taco. Twitch, spray and pray, he's opened up on the front line, but he just doesn't have the damage yet. Goofy Boy Joe has that spell shield and got away from the expunge, so he doesn't end up taking too much damage, but now he doesn't have the spell shield, but there's the shields! Stand united and lock it means there's no chance of Goofy Boy Joe dying there.
He's still trying his hardest to eat those shots from the Victor, though, as he will be forced backwards
Hennessy
now.
flashes in for the flip, but it's a flash out from Giddy Boy Joe. Joss walks forward, gets that auto down, but that's really just it. Boomerang almost finishes off Willie, but doesn't have the just enough damage, and everyone will somehow walk away from that scuffle.
For a second there, I got flashbacks of the old Urgot, where you used to just ult someone and swap places with them.
Change places.
Went and just sent someone backwards. What was that? What was the item they used to build on Urgot? Was it Muramana Urgot mid?
Yeah, I think so, because the Q was also an auto target. Don't ask me why, but I actually remember the name of old Urgot Ultimate because I was a nerd and really wanted to remember the names of everything. It's Hyperkinetic Position Reverser.
That's what it was, yeah. I think it was Bjergsen used to play it quite a lot at Worlds one year. And you know when they didn't make it out of
He was the guy who really tried to just make some off-meta stuff work. Like the Zillion, that was always his pocket pick. That always ended up looking good domestically, but then just got punished so hard internationally every time.
Oh, that was Double Lift's fault.
Oh, speaking of getting punished, hey, there goes Hennessy. 50 caliber Taco and THBQ combo together and take him down. And it looks like they're going to take down this topside turret as well. Baron is still up. They still have the opportunity to push for it, but just in the bottom side, they're just happy to take advantage of these pushing lanes and continue to press forward. Husky, you don't win this. Husky, you don't win this. I think genuinely Goofy Boy Joe wins that 1v1. He has barrier versus Ghost from Husky. I think he wins that 1v1.
No, I don't think he does. Yuntal just makes Twitch
I think it's close, but we may not get the chance to see it as CHBQ really wants to get in with the quickness. Joss doesn't find the taunt, but does it really matter? The frontliners are all falling. Willie will survive for a sliver longer. The 50 caliber bonks him over the head. Hypnotic Viper will go next. The tower shots are coming through, but I don't think anybody cares about them, as FLS are just forcing the issue again and again. And speaking of again and again, Corrin now the one in trouble, as Joss is just going to delete him with the Titanic Hydra. He may finally get his first death this game, but he does not want to just yet. He'll finally go down. Hennessy not able to get the shutdown, and actually goes over to Husky Templar. Gets himself one off of the Silas, though. And also gets one off of the Wukong. Maybe we're going a little too hard for the Singed here. FLS, I have seen this one before. I didn't like how it ended.
It was literally rule 1 moments right there of don't chase the Singed, and they continued to do it. But look how quickly the Silas gets onto the Twitch, turns back, rejoins the fight, and then as soon as the fight kind of breaks out and goes really, really hard, they immediately go, oh yeah, we can dive this, we have Mountain Soul, and they just kept going. There was no point where they said, oh, maybe we should just back off and work on the waves, and like top wave is good.
You know, take Baron because the enemy jungler is dead, you know, anything?
Yeah, like there was no thought process. It was just kill, 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 and like so many people getting stunned by Victor Fields walking into them, just nearly surviving there, and just yeah, like crazy deaths to Twitch poisons as well. But
Yeah,
Singed
so do you
gets a
remember when I
lot
said
from that.
earlier the fact that FLS might be just having a little bit of fun with it? But yeah, that's a lot of gold sitting in the pocket of Kennedy. He didn't recall after that fight. He just went straight back to the waves, as a good Singed should do.
What is the option? Deadman's?
I mean, Jack
Dark
showed
Seal?
Deadman's Force of Nature would also be good. It's not Hard Seal at this point in the game.
No, or the Dark Seal. He sold his Dark Seal. His 5-stack
Oh,
Dark Seal was sold.
I mean, the damage from the Singe doesn't matter at this point. He needs to be defensive at this point.
Yeah, this is. I don't know how I feel about that one. That was a messy one, as we are seeing Layla just sitting in the bush here waiting. There's the engage. There's the jump. There's the oh, it's just.
He's still looking for it. Kennedy's going to get stunned up. Joss is going to get the taunt, but it's maybe a little bit too little too late. Nice quickness there from Willie. He's going to get in on top of Goofy Boy and will manage to escape. Slippery moves from Willie. Manages to walk himself out. They'll still lose a turret for it, but, you know, he survives. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was great work there. Just sitting around waiting for the opportunity, but they do buy themselves enough space and time. But do they buy themselves
a good ward? They know the Baron's happening.
Get it? Yeah, they know it's up, but they're just pushing the mid. They're not looking for the contest at all.
Elder's up in 10, but the Baron is already down. They might manage to get themselves this mid lane turret and get an objective bounty. They don't want to let it fall, but I think Kennedy... Yeah, he has to let it go. He can't have it. Corrin now looking for some burst, but he's frontlining on the Victor. He's going to be forced to run away. The 50 caliber Taco has the Cyclone. He's on the back line. That's a 4-man knockup from the Cyclone. Husky Templar is exhausted. The Twitch can't do the damage. There they all fall. The dominoes go. Iceborn Black is melted. And FLS are going to look to just win the game, win this series, and take us home.
They take it all, and it's just... FLS once again, objectives, moving, macro, setting themselves up nicely for everything as we are watching this fight one more time. Bromwell was great, sets it up really nicely. Taco straight into the backline, stays invisible till the last moment. Exhaust comes through on the Husky Templar as well, and once you can't move on the Twitch, it is done, it is dusted, and at least one of our finalist teams that we watched here today is absolutely terrifying to play into.
Oh, yeah. FLS played a consistently smooth game. They had some struggles in the early game, but it never felt like they were in trouble or out of position. It never felt like they were like in a spot where it's like, yeah, this game is unwinnable for us. As we're going to get a replay of how exactly the game ended, but we did see it in the picture-in-picture. Kennedy just not able to do anything there. And with the Baron buff, the Nexus turrets go, and there goes the series. That's a Game 4 win to FLS, and they'll advance to finals.
I did enjoy seeing the Kennedy Singe though. As much as I don't like the pick most of the time, it was really
Game 5.
It was really fun. Game 5 could have been crazy, but yeah, Kennedy kind of rejuvenated his ability in my eyes there, because he got absolutely pumped in game 1 and 2.
Unfortunately for him, he was just the target of a lot of bullying, just spanked, frankly, again and again, and it was not pretty to see.
No, it was not. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how FLS are going to do in finals. They're coming up against some very, very tough competition. But
that game's in game 5.
Incredibly good. Is the other one gone to game 5?
Yeah, it's 2-2 right now. They are looking to see who's going to beat FLS in the finals there. They've got a little bit of studying to do, as we saw, as this was, I think for the entirety of this series, again, it just felt like FLS was never really out of the driver's seat. Even on the early game compositions that Iceborn Black had, any time that they got an advantage, FLS was doing something else. The macro plays that you mentioned coming into this series, just being so good for FLS. And again, they always felt like they had a handle in the game. They were never fully out of it.
Yeah. It is one of the Group C teams. So Sepix is the other team that FLS will have to face maybe in finals. So they've already played against them quite a few times.
1C, 2C would go kind of crazy.
Yeah, if it was Group C overall makes it all the way, and no one from Group D makes it, because Group D is my group, because the Holy Church Satyrs in there.
The Holy Church, of course.
Yeah, and I'm looking through now. They 2-0'd Sepix the last time they played. That was week 2.
And Setbacks has not had an easy path through the finals. They 3-0 in their first week, but then both of these past series have gone 5, so fatigue may also be catching up to them.
For everyone's
the Phantom
you have to remember.
Yeah, they were 1A favorites, and they managed to overcome that big odds. So maybe Group C was really the group of death after all.
Maybe it was. Maybe there was lies told in the Vanquisher general chat when I was perusing, seeing what people were saying. But overall, yeah, Phantom Troop Ahsoka, they also had some very, very tough games. Especially Mint Corruption. They're actually one of my favorite teams going in. I thought they were very, very good. I just thought maybe the Phantom Troop could just take that one, while Neo Gen Xenos, they were the best group from Group B, which was also a very tough group. That had like Imp. Some of the Impact teams were in there.
Impact lost in round 1 to Surely Not Akuma, who then went on to lose to Somebody Sports Phoenix. It's a banger bracket here, and like truly anybody could win. And I'm really excited to see what happens in finals. But a lot of speculation. We'll have to see how that game 5 ends. But unfortunately for us, that is going to be it for tonight. I want to thank you all so much for joining us. I've been What's Pretty. That's been Sater. Thank you again for stepping in when we needed you. Anti and Shivam, our observer and producer, respectively, making sure everything runs as smoothly as possible. Again, we appreciate you all being here, and we'll see you next week, same time, same place, for Vanquisher Finals. Have a good night.